Okay, I am live. Hello, hello. Welcome to this surprise stream, which nobody knows about. So I'm going to go ahead and send out a little Twitter notice. Unadvertised. Young Stacks. Young Stacks, welcome to the stream. How you doing? This is unadvertised, impromptu, and completely off the cuff. I had some free time tonight, and I thought, you know what? Let's just go ahead and try and get these things over with. The Saturday Night's Main Event Clash of Champions streams. We only have 2 more to do, and I'm thinking the last and final one will be Friday night. Also included in the Friday night stream, you're going to get the final Clash, the final Saturday Night's Main Event, and you're also going to get to see me live watch Ultima Lucha Quattro Part 2 live as well. So you're going to get 3 shows on Friday night as I live stream and react to those. Should be good. Should be good. God, where do I start here? I did watch some shows last week that I didn't get around to reviewing. Last week's NXT I thought was really good and set up some big matches for hi Jedi Alex, welcome to the stream. I thought last week's NXT did a really good job of setting up some stuff for the War Games takeover. 3 big matches. We've got Dream versus Ciampa for the title, Gargano versus Black, and the War Games match. The second straight annual war against the Undisputed Era. So I thought that was good. I thought ROH last week had a solid show with there was the tag team main event of Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham taking on Kushida and Jushin Liger. We had Bully Ray and Flip Gordon's issues kind of reach an interesting new point where both men are going to pick fighters to represent them. Bully has already chosen Silas Young. So that show was solid. Last week's Impact had some solid matches on it. That were pretty good, and I'm liking the angle with Jeremiah Crane. I keep calling him Jeremiah Crane, but Sami Callihan and Cage over the X Division title. I think they've got some good stuff going there. So, did you see ROH Survival of the Fittest? I did not. I have not seen that yet. There's a lot of stuff I still haven't seen. I still haven't watched the Mae Young Classic. I still haven't watched NXT UK. Still haven't watched the Jericho Cruise. Still haven't watched Power Struggle. Still haven't watched. There's one other one. I don't know. I have a checklist somewhere, so I'm going to have to power through all these. We Are Pro Wrestling. Welcome, welcome. John Christophic, welcome. Hi, how you all doing tonight? Mae Young Classic was awesome. Well, I'm going to watch it. So because I haven't caught up on all that stuff yet, I'm still holding off on the top 10 matches for October. I want to get caught up on everything and make sure that I watch it all. So, yeah, and Ultima Lucha Quattro Part 1 last week I thought was very, very good. I really liked the Mask versus Mask match and the ending cinematic with Killshot's send-off. That was great. The Trios title match I thought was really good as well. I really wish the Rabbit Tribe had won because I'm really digging the new version of the Rabbit Tribe. But for what it is, I thought that match was fun as well. And then Taya getting her revenge on Ricky Mundo was fun as well. So solid start to Ultima Lucha. Here's hoping the 2-part finale is really strong. Rare Tuesday stream tonight. What's the occasion? I just had free time on my hand. That's basically it. And I really want to get the through these Saturday Night's Main Events because I am just so not happy while watching the revived Saturday Night's Main Event episodes. I want to get it over with. PJ Black and Luchasaurus were on ROH Survival of the Fittest. Well, I'll have to check that out then, though, won't I? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'm still getting caught up on. But with all of that said, unless you all would rather watch the election returns and watch the news, fuck with your brains for whatever the fuck's going on there. I'm an independent, so I have very few horses in the race. Most of my guys have won. My vote for Sherlock Holmes is probably not going to win. Probably not going to win the House seat in the state of Maryland. But yeah, we can just go ahead and get started with Saturday Night's Main Event. This is the August 2007 episode. The description says, CM Punk teams with the Boogeyman. Oh, my God. Why is that a thing? CM Punk teams with the Boogeyman to face John Morrison and Big Daddy V. Sounds riveting. John Cena goes one-on-one with Carlito. $5 says Cena went over in that one. And Evander Holyfield and more. Oh dear. This is gonna be fun. I voted for Darth Vader, Babe Ruth, Scrooge McDuck, Conor McGregor, and Ron Swanson. Not a bad list. Yeah, okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with Saturday night's main event in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I hope to God this is not as painful as the last couple. NXT UK tomorrow night. That's cool. Okay, I just got to notice that Jose Lothario passed away. This is going to sound terrible. I didn't know he was still alive.
I'm overwhelmed that I have an illegitimate child.
That's an excellent start to the show.
Daughter had a temerity to walk out last Monday night and publicly announce that my illegitimate child is a WWE superstar.
The whole world's been shocked, sir. No doubt about that. But here's what I've done for you. Right?
Yeah, rest in peace to Jose Lothario. I didn't know he was still alive. So,
I've matched them up with the.
I don't know if it's true. Can anybody confirm that?
The entire WWE roster.
That Jose passed away tonight?
So now I think tonight I can accurately name your illegitimate child right here on Saturday night's main event.
I've got to know what's killing me.
God, this was one of the worst mystery angles ever, with one of the worst payoffs.
All the information that I need.
Wait a minute. There was this one time back in the 70s, I think it was in Kansas City, and this black lady,
I think this was the only new Saturday night's main event I watched live. What went wrong? Vince's illegitimate child storyline. Only bad because of Kennedy. Kennedy! Yeah, that dude got himself removed from so many big pushes and angles. It's ridiculous. If Triple H was around during the invasion angle, do you think he would have joined the Alliance? Probably.
God, this is going to be a long night.
He probably would have. Because fuck it. It's not like they had any, WCW icons to really build around. And the ones they did get, Booker and DDP, they threw them to the garbage disposal. So, yeah, no. I would have really liked to get the pre-match or the pre-show promos again instead of just Vince talking about his kid in a segment that went nowhere. What went wrong? DDP and the invasion. They squashed him. And they revealed him as stalking The Undertaker's wife, which, as Paige pointed out, it's like, have you seen my wife? I'm not stalking anyone else's wife. Sorry. Triple H probably would have been in Austin's role during the Alliance, and Austin probably would have remained with the WWF. That might be the case. That might be where it would have gone. Oh my God. Is this going to be the main focus of the show? Who's your daddy? Matt Hardy versus Evander Holyfield in a boxing match. That could be fun, I guess. The guy that Mike Tyson bit his ear off in the middle of a fight. John Cena versus Carlito. Poor Carlito. Poor Carlito. We never got H on a Clash of Champions, did we? Don't think so. I don't think we did. No. Are we getting Batista in another tag match? So he is like the king of Saturday night's main event, random thrown together formulaic tag matches. That's all he does on these shows. What went wrong? John Cena. Batista versus Khali for the title. That happened, didn't it? Jeez. Why did that happen? Was this before or after the legendary basketball promo? Hi, Kane. Why? Because everyone got hurt. Literally the only match they could do. Oh my God, was that period where like, yeah, I remember that. What pay-per-view was it where like everybody disappeared from the card? Like Great American Bash 07, I think it was. Where it's like the day of the show was like, oh, by the way, half the card's gone because, you know, everybody got sick or something. I mean, there's this cynical part of me. I think everybody failed a piss test and they were like, oh shit. Have you heard that Shane O'Mac will supposedly have a big Mania match at 35? He always seems to have big Mania matches in the last few years. Meanwhile, Dolph Ziggler, who's been with the company for over a decade, has never had a singles match at WrestleMania. Kane and Batista versus Khali and Finlay. This show, okay, here we go again. This like shows how bad the WWE is at booking giants. So Cena beat Khali at 2 straight pay-per-views, correct? So the giant, the mystique of the giant is beat because he's already been beat. And then after he gets beat twice and they've destroyed the whole like, oh my God, he's unbeatable thing. Khali friggin' wins the world title out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, but it's rumored to be a match against CM Punk or Kenny Omega for the Best in the World trophy. Excuse me while I puke. I mean, I won't comment on it until it actually happens. Basketballs. That's what it's all about. A week from Sunday at SummerSlam. World title, Khali versus Batista. Everywhere Khali has been, there's been bodies left laying everywhere. They've carried him off like cordwood. He has been, one word, dominant. I have seen a lot of matches. You mean how they put Strowman in a Universal title match after feeding him to Roman for 4 months? Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, kind of like exactly like that. None of them were as big or as strong. Khali's hands are absolutely abnormal. They're huge. His strength is off the charts. And that claw is tailor-made for the great Khali. And his tag team matchup courtesy of Friday Night SmackDown underway here at Saturday Night's Main Event. And Kane and Finlay, who have quite a personal issue developing here over the past few weeks. And John, it all started on SmackDown when Finlay knocked a cup of coffee out of JD Noble's hand right into the face of the Big Red Machine. And that is the reason why Kane's ribs are tough. Here's the cover, hook to the leg, and a kick out. Doesn't help Edge got injured, but it was only a few times Batista was healthy. Why not Batista? Yeah, that's right. Batista did get hurt a lot. Like, I remember, like, he was at his best in 05, and then he got hurt. What can Batista do? What does he have to do? What can he use in his repertoire to stay away from Khali's claw? You got to go to Khali's leg somehow, some way. There's a rumor of doing Batista versus Orton at 35. Again, I'll believe it when I see it, but it's way too late to do that match. I mean, that should have been like Mania I don't know, like 20. Well, I don't know. Those are those two guys that always got hurt. Finley and Khali, that is the weirdest fucking like pairing I think I've ever seen.
The most powerful guy this business maybe has ever seen in Khali. Finley in trouble.
Batista just hit a shitty muscle buster on Finley. It was kind of like a muscle buster, but not quite. Batista Orton in SummerSlam 05. Did they? No, they didn't do that match at 05. They did Taker and Orton and Batista and JBL.
Kane and Batista. You see the concern on Batista's face because of what happened to his partner Kane during the commercial break. The great Khali working on the already injured ribs of the Big Red Machine, realizing the bullseye on Kane's ribs, and Khali, much like last night, the claw to the injured ribs.
Oh, Kane doing some rib selling, DDP style. Though nowhere near as good, because DDP was like a champ at it. I'm asking if they should have done Batista versus Orton at SummerSlam 05. Maybe. That might have been a good time to do it then. What went weird? Ren and Stimpy, the creator of that show, is a madman. That's what went weird there.
But in this position, it's all Khali. Kane's going to try to battle back to the match.
I love Khali's selling here. It's so great.
Khali is no average man. Running into that boot is like running into a wall.
Mr. Gov, how you doing? Welcome to the stream.
16-time world champion, screaming in anguish. Here we go.
Up there's Batista. Huge snap slam. Ooh, big black hole slam by Batista. Oh, look, it's Vince McMahon's illegitimate son. Oh, Khali's doing the Andre spot where he gets tied up in the ropes.
What are they doing? Wait a minute. What are they doing with Hornswoggle?
Whatever the hell they want.
Come on, you can't toss a leprechaun.
They're okay. Now Kane and Batista are using Hornswoggle as a battering ram on Great Khali.
Come on, the biggest man in the WWE. Isn't there some short people society that should be protesting this? I think that.
Khali
Enormous retribution.
goes for a double choke. Can't get it. Batista and Kane with a double choke slam on Khali. Big spear by Batista on Finley. I think it's time for a Batista bomb. All right, Batista and Kane win it. Not a bad match, like better than I expected. But sadly, like on these revival episodes of Saturday Night's Main Event, like the thrown together tag match with single stars is always the best part of the show. So it's probably all downhill from here. Don't you mean Wade Barrett's winds of change? Also, yeah, kind of looked like the winds of change. It's probably closer to the winds of change than the black hole slam. But the black hole slam sounds cooler.
Sir, all the information I have, rest assured, I'm going to name your child tonight.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What the fuck? What?
What is it, sir?
Never mind. Come on, let's go.
What the fuck was that? Okay, oh, now we got this punchline.
Damn. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so I'm going to explain what the hell just happened for those of you not watching. Mr. Gov, no, I have not watched Power Struggle yet. But anyway, so what just happened? Vince and Coach are walking around talking backstage. Oh, we got to figure out who my son is. Vince walks by a mirror, and the mirror magically turns into a still image of what Vince looked like on like the old episodes of Saturday Night's Main Event, the full announcer gear and everything. And then the mirror magically changes back. Coach apparently could not see what was in the mirror. So it's kind of like this shitty rehash of the famous Hogan Warrior bit from '98. It's like, wait, so are we all crazy and can see what Vince is seeing? Or is Coach blind that he can't also see the magic mirror bit? I'm confused. And it wasn't funny, so, you know. Please watch Suzuki versus Ishii from Power Struggle. Will do. It's on the docket to watch this week. Oh, God, now we got Vince in the ring.
Recently, we learned that a member of either Raw, SmackDown, or ECW is the illegitimate offspring of Mr. McMahon. Now, our lawyers have informed us that the identity of this person is not going to be revealed immediately.
What went wrong? Warrior in the mirror. The segment made no sense and was terrible.
I have taken it upon myself.
See, again, one of those things. If Lucha Underground did it, it would be awesome.
Right here tonight. So thanks to the information that Mr. McMahon has provided, we are going to locate your child.
We get over this, please. Come on.
Very well. Mr. McMahon is a world-renowned businessman. And in trying to better craft a better life for his family, he would in many instances be on the road 2, 3.
What went wrong? Vince's illegitimate son. Mr. Kennedy. What went wrong? The One Warrior Nation. Everything. What went right? Jurassic Park. Groundbreaking special effects, fun movie, great direction, just a good time.
Oh, God. Let's get on with this.
Vince speaks for us all for once.
Well, sir,
You just move this along rather than stretching it, please and thank you.
And
Clark, welcome to the stream. I was telling my two friends about BOD versus Chronic match from Unforgiven 2001. Do you agree that match is terrible? I haven't seen it since it first aired. I'll take everyone's word for it that it's terrible, but I haven't seen it, so I couldn't tell you. Which was your favorite dinosaur from Jurassic Park? Oh, the T-Rex. Yeah, that thing was awesome. Love the T-Rex.
Your child.
Okay. Trying to squeeze some juice out of Eugene. Yeah, he's also Eric Bischoff's nephew. People seem to forget that. Eugene was Eric Bischoff's nephew. Chronic got fired from the company after that show because of how terrible their performance was in that match. Yeah, it must have been pretty bad. What went wrong, Eugene? They let the booking of the character kind of get off the rails, and they turned him into a joke.
be my job because I remember that night in Kentucky. As I explained to you before, I had sex with a stranger, not my cousin. Eugene, you're not my son.
No. My mom said that she met you one time, and that's why I became a wrestling fan. And then my uncle Eric said that
Bischoff's special nephew. Yep. Favorite Jurassic Park and Godzilla special effects. Jurassic Park, probably the the T-Rex was probably my favorite special effect in Jurassic Park because that's like some of the best CGI. Even today, I believe that's some of the best CGI ever. Favorite Godzilla special effect? Godzilla versus Biollante. It's the best Godzilla ever looked, and Biollante looks amazing in that film.
I love you, Dad.
Get out of here. Get.
Russo, book a Eugene and Evad Sullivan tag team and go. Look, bro, let me tell you, bro, I got $1 million idea. You got this one guy on our roster, okay? Eugene, Nick Dinsmore. He plays a retard, okay? He's totally retarded, okay, Vince? And, people like retarded people. It's just how it is, Vince. They're just lovable characters. You ever see Rain Man, Vince? Bro, let me tell you, fantastic movie, bro. So I'm thinking that Eugene could be our version of Rain Man, okay? A wrestling savant, bro, okay? Telling you, it'll be great. And Evad, who's like the WCW version of their Rain Man, they totally ripped us off, even though Evad came out first. But let's be honest, bro. Our ideas are always better. So, the greatest interpromotional match that we can do for a WWE versus WCW show, bro, would be the retard versus the retard, okay? I'm telling you, who's the most retarded out of the bunch? It's got to be either Eugene or Evad Sullivan. Worst part of Zilla? Lots of things. I don't even know where to start. I would sincerely hope not.
She'll agree. Oh, she's not my daughter.
Sir,
She cannot be my daughter.
Why not?
The reason she can't be my daughter is
Oh my God.
Oh my God. That's disgusting.
So Vince porked Melina too? Yeah, they did this weird thing with Vince back in the day where he went through the entire Divas locker room and porked all of them. It was really weird.
Typical July 4th, well, not so much typical celebration. Our meeting that took place.
What are the best steel cage matches from the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era in your opinion? Well, the Austin McMahon one really stands out just for great booking and giving the fans exactly what they wanted.
I'm sure it will be totally harmless.
You better hope that it is, because if it turns out that I'm your daughter, I'm gonna take you for every cent that you have.
Okay.
Ungrateful bitch.
Ungrateful bitch. Yeah, I wasn't thinking Hell in a Cell. That wasn't. To me, Hell in a Cell and steel cage are different things.
Right. Let's get out of here.
Actually, sir, there is one more, but
Oh my God, this is still going. Why? Porque? Give me the Oktoberfest skits again.
There's just one more, right?
just one more.
Melina looks as hot as the heat she had backstage. The fuck is this segment? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the Breakdown 98 match, that triple threat, that was pretty good too.
I want to know.
Yeah, Melina was really hot back then.
Child is.
Stone Cold Steve Austin could be Vince's son. Yeah, somehow I doubt that. I severely doubt that. But hey, we got Steve Austin on another Saturday night's main event, guys. Yay! Triple H versus Ric Flair from 05. I saw that one. I don't remember it that well. I remember enjoying it, but it doesn't stand out to me. I'm not saying you're not right, that it's a great match. I just haven't, I just don't remember it. I thought Orton and Flair had a pretty good one at Taboo Tuesday. What was that, 04? I thought that one was pretty good. I don't think Vince is even old enough to be Austin's father. That's a fair question. What's the age difference between them? It's not like that great.
I never figured I might have a jackass as a father. But nonetheless.
What's the one moment in wrestling that you would have loved to be a fly on the wall for? I would have loved to have been backstage when deciding who goes over at SummerSlam 05, Hogan or Michaels. That would have been insane to kind of settle that whole fucking thing.
The fruit of your loins.
He would have had to wouldn't Vince have had to have been 14 years old to father Austin?
The result of what came from your grapefruits.
Whoa. As far as my grapefruits are concerned, let me just say, you being my illegitimate son, there's no chance in hell.
Okay, there's a 19-year difference between Vince and Austin.
And that's too.
Okay. So Vince would have had to have been 18.
So many good things in life. We never got a chance to play catch.
Have you heard about that mishap CM Punk had with Michael Landsberg? I watched the episode when it first happened. I haven't heard about that. What happened?
Go on that hunting trip. Teach me how to water ski. That's a lot of things.
Again, people say Austin's the greatest of all time. My rebuttal to that is the what chant. That's my rebuttal. It's yeah, but the what chant. He got that over.
One thing that we really could have treasured would have been sharing that first beer together. And the second beer. And the third beer.
What?
Beer,
what?
Sixth beer, seventh beer. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I don't give a damn how many beers.
You make me so sick to my stomach that it would be real easy. Real easy to come out here
and you know what? This whole segment, the people that they threw out there, none of them turned out to be the kids. So, waste of time. Why the fuck is this segment still going? Great question. Every all-time great has one bad thing on their resume. Yeah, but this is a bad thing that went on for a really long time. It wasn't just an isolated incident.
I don't think that we need to study because I think the biggest problem you seem to have.
He had enough of Landsberg always being suck-ups to his guests on his show off the record. It was the show he had on TSN back then. Retro Kid 64, welcome. How you doing? What does Bruno have that's bad on his? Nothing. Oh, and he just low-blowed Vince. Oh, my God. No stunner? Oh, he low-blowed him again. Hooray. I can't think. I mean, Bruno's before my time, and a lot of his reign isn't documented on video. So, if there was a lot of really bad. Oh, stunner on the coach. Hooray. That was a waste of time. That was a waste of time, Austin. That was a waste of time. Why are we doing this? That was a waste of time. Why are we doing this? Crown Jewel sounds terrible. I only read the results and saw some GIFs. Yeah, it looked awful. It sounded awful. So I'm good. I don't need to watch it. That's one show I'm not going to get caught up on. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need to see it. I was pouring beer on Vince's crotch. What? That's crazy. You can't do that on TV. Is it finally over? No, Austin's got to drink at least 10 beers. Which would you have rather been in the crowd for? End of Bruno's title reign or Montreal? End of Bruno's reign. I would have wanted to be in the crowd for that. Because I heard they went dead silent and started crying. That would have been fascinating. Montreal, I would have been scared to death that a riot was going to break out, and I would have wanted to get the hell out of there. I watched an episode of Off the Record on YouTube from 2002 where Taker was on it and leading up to Mania 18. If you ever get a chance to find it on YouTube, it's a cool interview. I've seen that interview. Yeah, it is a cool interview. I have seen it. And now Strowman and Corbin are feuding because that's what I need. Watch Power Struggle 2018. I have not yet. No. I haven't watched it yet. Oh, now he's putting a beer in Vince's crotch to ice it down. Yeah, but Power Struggle, I'm going to get caught up on that sometime this week. Austin must pose. No, Austin must drink. Austin must drink. Have you heard people speculating that Roman's leukemia is a work? I have heard that thrown around. Even when I first heard it, that thought crept into my head, but I have no reason to think it's a work at this point. I would have loved to have been in the crowd when the streak ended. Yeah, me too. That would have been great. Suzuki versus Ishii from Power Struggle was... Just watch it, please. Will do.
Just you and me. If you want to see a match, just don't go drink a beer. Give me a hell yeah.
Oh my God, this is still going. That opening tag match feels like it was like a year ago. Jesus Christ. You know what? Like, really, back in the old days, back in the friggin' rock and wrestling era, the segments were a lot shorter. They got to the fucking point. Oh, no, he stunned him. Oh, my God, I didn't see that coming. Fuck you, Mr. Predictable. The key thing is how long Roman's out and how he looks when he comes back. Yeah. I'll be waiting with bated breath to find out who the illegitimate child is. Oh, there's a TNA sucks sign. At this point, it was like, dude, TNA, in 2007, with its flaws, TNA's a better show than this. I'm sorry. Anyone who thinks it's a work doesn't have a clue what they're saying. I mean, there is that cynical part of me that thought it's like, would they really go that far to get Roman over? It's kind of like when they were doing the Eddie and Hell storyline. It's like, okay, is Eddie really dead? Because I feel like you wouldn't be doing this if Eddie was dead, because this is in really poor taste. So I don't put anything past him. But for right now, I have no reason to think that it's a work. Some people are speculating that Roman will be 30 at the Rumble. That would be... Oh, Lilian, look at you. Lilian looking fine on this show. I mean, she's so hot, I forgot to do my Cena woobity-woo bit. Weren't people speculating that Eddie was going to appear at Mania 22? Yes, that was the thing. People did not think Eddie was dead, which is like, what the fuck, WWE? Lilian Garcia still hot to this day. Not disagreeing with you. Thank God that segment is over, right? James George, welcome. I hated JBL's world title reign at the time in 04 and 05, but as years went on and grew on me, and he deserved the title after all those years in the tag division. I don't know if he like deserved the title, as I felt like his rush to the top was, rushed, but I thought the reign went very well. I was happy with the JBL title reign as it was happening. It's like people want to think anything is an attempt to get Roman over. Even though if they knew what they really meant, even though if they knew what over really meant, they wouldn't be saying that. Yeah, it feels like, I mean, Roman's the obvious pet project for Vince, so they will bend over backwards to try and get him over. And the fact that we're, some people are just kind of like, okay, you're not working us with leukemia. Please tell me you're not working leukemia. It's more like, please, dear God, tell us you're not doing this. By the way, I was playing as Sarah Logan in Fire Pro Wrestling World earlier today and could hear you in the game crowd. She's a hottie. Cena with a shitty takedown on Carlito. Gotta bury this kid. Fuck him. Whoa! Back elbow by Cena. Strongest back elbow in the world because he's Superman. I'm the Superman underdog. Us Kryptonians, man. We always fight from behind and underneath. I quit being a fan of wrestling after the 2000s, but I still like hearing about the business through my friends and guys on YouTube such as you. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support. Oh, we get another shot of Lilian. Thank you. See, this show gets me. So look, we know that this is painful. We'll just... Oh, Carlito with a kick. Whoopity woo!
Can Cena get back in the game on Saturday night's main event? We're back on Saturday night's main event. We are sold out. Madison Square Garden, New York City here on NBC.
Oh, this is in Madison Square Garden, guys.
The WWE Champion John Cena. Carlito has been working on the head of the champion. Both of these superstars from Monday Night Raw. Oh, high elbow by Carlito.
Back elbow by Carlito. Oh, blockbuster by Cena. Buff Bagwell would be proud. Oh, here's that flying leg drop that he never beat anybody with. Is that what he's doing? Watch New Japan, NXT, LU, and good indie international shows. Main roster WWE is arguably the worst it's ever been. It ain't bad. I mean, all those other shows, not bad. If Cena ever turned heel, he should have acted. Oh my God, Cena actually did beat him with the leg drop. He locked in that shitty STF. Cena wins. So we didn't get the Cena 5 moves of doom, thank God. Now Orton's beating up Cena because I really care about that SummerSlam match. I mean, yeah, act like the way he does on Total Bellas. I will not marry you. You must make your bed every morning. Cena wins. Fuck my life. Jeff Hardy and Johnny Nitro from Raw 06. I do not remember that ladder match at all. I do not remember that match one bit.
Is Cena going to be Randy Orton's next victim? I think Cena knows where he's at. You're Orton breathing. He's beside himself. No. Come on. He's going to do it. Randy Orton.
RKO on the chair. That looks sick. That looks sick. Okay, I'll give you that. That at least looks sick, but Cena's going to... See, that's the thing. They do stuff like this. Okay, and this is the difference between this era and the Rock and Wrestling era. When Savage did the bit with the ring bell on Ricky Steamboat, Steamboat was out for months. They sold the injury. Cena just got dropped face first on a steel chair. I guarantee you he was back on the next show. I guarantee you he was back the next show. And it didn't put the SummerSlam match in doubt because that match still happened. I want to get that Owen Hart DVD, Heart of Gold, on Blu-ray for Christmas. It looks like it'd be an awesome DVD. I might have to check that out too. The only thing I remember about that ladder match is Morrison being pinned down under the ladder while Jeff got the belt. That's actually not a bad finish. Blame the Attitude Era for that kind of bullet. Yeah, I agree. I fully agree with that. That's one of the... I would even go further and kind of blame ECW for it a little bit as well. I think ECW was a bad influence on the business overall. And the Monday Night Wars period, which was just this giant fucking arms race where guys were just, on both shows were just trying to outdo each other every week, it rendered a lot of stuff meaningless. Stuff like this. God, Screws popped out of the chair too. That looked sick. But Cena's going to be back next week, so who cares? But no, that's actually like an interesting topic to go after, where it's like the Attitude Era kind of ruined a lot of good booking in wrestling and meaningful booking. And a lot of the things about why stuff doesn't matter now, you can trace back to the Attitude Era. Like Triple H getting dropped from a car back a week later without a scratch. Yes! That annoyed the fuck out of me when I saw that. When that happened, I was like, oh, so nothing hurts now. He missed one Raw, which was the next night, and then he was back the week later. He was totally fine. I'm like, motherfucker, he should be dead. I always thought Cena and Orton matches were hit or miss. Their SummerSlam 07 match was one of their best. Their Unforgiven 07 one sucked, and their 2008 one was good. They had on Raw. Yeah, I hated most of their matches because the pairing never interests me, and so most of the matches I've seen I didn't like. The Eddie tribute show. I mean, I'm not going to judge matches on a tribute show. It is a show like that. It is what it is. I remember that Survivor Series 2000. I was dumbfounded that Triple H came back as quickly as he did. I was too. Giant fell off of Cobo Holland was back 20 minutes later. Yeah, we all thought he was dead, and he came back. He was totally fine.
World Heavyweight Champion. And this year at SummerSlam,
well, obviously he landed in a dump truck full of kitty litter, so he's fine.
We'll find out if that prediction comes true in 8 nights. But ladies and gentlemen, a big fight video here tonight in Madison Square Garden. Everyone has come out for the fight. It'll be Matt Hardy versus Evander Holyfield. Coming up next, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the third fight. Matt Hardy versus Evander Holyfield.
Oh, that's what happened. You know what? I like that answer better. The Yate caught him. He landed in the arms of the Yate. Or better yet, the Yate unwrapped himself and threw like a grappling hook attached to the bandage and threw it to the Giant and swung him to safety. Batman style. Da, 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 da. Boxing match, guys. We got a boxing match. Now, this could be either entertaining or a disaster. There's no in between. The worst was Cena getting slammed through the spotlight. Jesus Christ almighty. On the same match, he got up from a one-man concerto. I audibly yelled, "Fuck you," when that, and it totally took me out of the match. Then he gets slammed through a spotlight, and he comes back the next goddamn night. Fuck. And Yate said, "Everybody gets one." Better or worse than Mania 2? You know what? I'm one of the few. I actually don't hate the boxing match for Mania 2 because I think Piper's entertaining as hell in that match. So, I mean, you know. I understand why people hate that match. I don't, because I think Piper is just on fire in that match. I'm like, I could watch that match again and not feel like I'm being tortured. Okay, I've already said I wasn't the biggest fan of MVP. I will say I did love his theme song. His theme song was kind of great. I got the juice. Let the dogs loose. So wait, Evander Holyfield is going to be the baby face? Or he's going to be the heel? The celebrity's going to be the heel for once? That's rare. Not unheard of, but rare. Kane in the limo into a tractor trailer rises from the dead 1 week later. They at least kept him in the hospital for a week. That one's not as bad as some other ones, but it's still bad. WrestleMania 15 was crap, I agree. It was just Sunday Night Raw, and Raw's War. Backlash 99 made up for it. That was a great show. The Rock-Austin match was even better than the Mania 15 one. The thing I remember most about the Rock-Austin match from Backlash is, and it was an awesome spot, Rock grabs the camera and starts filming the crowd because he's a show-off. And then he flips the camera around to Austin. Austin flips him off and hits the stunner. I thought that was so cool. That was such a great moment in memory from that match. Remember when MVP lost to Kazarni? Did that happen? Oh, we got Michael Buffer. Oh, my God. They're going all out with this. Michael Buffer makes everything better. True story. You have your next top 10. The top 10, how the fuck did they just survive this? You know what? That's a great idea. That might be something I pull out on a rainy day. I like the stuff with Big Show and Mayweather. I did too. I enjoyed that. Okay, Jedi Alex, you're having your caps are locked again. The Big Show Mankind Boiler Room Brawl was another kick-ass match from that show. I remember that match. I remember it. That was fun. That moment is better on TV rather than on the live crowd. I'm sure. Top 10 most unbelievable moments in wrestling. I'd have to do like a 30.
He's the current United States champion, Montel Pontavious Porter
Hey! Oh my God. Michael Buffer makes everything better. He just does. Fuck. I'm actually enjoying this. The match hasn't even started yet. God, is Michael Buffer going to be in Creed 2? Oh my God, I hope so. I hope to God he's in Creed 2. As if I needed another reason to see that movie. Michael Buffer or Bruce Buffer? Michael. Michael all the way.
Across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing white with purple. He stands 6'2", 1/2 inches. Weighing in at 200.
I never saw the first Creed. Would you recommend it? Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. I don't like the Diesel Shawn match from Mania 11 either. Their no holds barred match next year blew out of the water. Oh yeah, no contest. Their Good Friends Better Enemies match is awesome. Arguably the best match that Nash ever had. There are a few other ones I would put up there, but that one's on the short list of Nash's best matches. I think it's it might be the best match of Shawn's title reign. I would go that far. Which storyline / matches made you embarrassed to be a wrestling fan? How much time do you have? Katie Vick, Mae Young, giving birth to a hand. Those are my two big ones. But goddamn, like anytime WWE tried to do comedy and it failed horribly. I've only seen Rocky 1 and 4. Would you recommend 2 and 3? Yes, absolutely. Especially 2. Especially 2. Take off the headgear, Matt.
Guys, we went over the rules in the locker room.
I would say his match with Mankind was the best of his 96 world title reign. I would agree with that, except it didn't have a finish. That's the one thing that match is missing, and Foley talked about it in his book. He's like, it's the best match I ever had, but people at the time didn't really appreciate it because there was no finish. It's like, forget the fact that there's no finish. It's an amazing match. And he's right. But to me, Diesel and Shawn was a more complete story. But both matches were better than the match with Vader at SummerSlam. I think we all agree with that.
Let's have a good, clean fight. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Let's touch close.
Boxing time.
Hardy versus
Okay, now if this were a shoot, even like a retired Holyfield, I would think would like murder Hardy in like a minute. This isn't fair. Matt gets to wear headgear. Holyfield would kill Matt Hardy in a real boxing match.
And Matt Hardy, you got to give it credit, JR, for just being in the ring for this matchup.
I give him credit for being a lunatic. He's crazy. I've seen Matt in tables, ladders, and chairs matches. He's now in there with Evander Holyfield.
Matt Hardy may be out of his
Which of Foley's books do you like the most? I like the first one the most. The Tale of Blood and Sweat Socks. Had my favorite intro to a book ever. I can't believe I lost my fucking ear. Bang, bang. I mean, once a book starts like that, it's like, well, we're down the rabbit hole now. 30 seconds top. Yeah, it would be like Bart Gunn Butterbean level bad for Matt if this were a shoot. But Matt's wearing headgear, so I was like, that's not fair. Matt's going to go down.
Evander Holyfield, who knocked out Mike Tyson, who beat Riddick Bowe one of the greatest fights of all time. Matt Hardy's going after him with this element. This is a wrestling match. You give Matt Hardy the edge. It's not, Michael.
I'm surprised Matt Hardy got back up. Surprised he was able to get back up.
Surprised he accepted.
Matt Hardy tried to throw punches, but Evander Holyfield, the quickness, the strength, just overpowering.
I have the best of In Your House DVD. My one big flaw about it is that there wasn't enough Attitude Era matches. I don't know. If I was going to get an In Your House DVD, I would want it to be from those earlier In Your Houses when it was like the house set and all that. That's the era I would want to remember. But that's just me. Like Attitude Era shows, they kind of stopped being In Your House. I think Backlash 99 is the last one officially called In Your House. Yeah, there is no way on earth Matt Hardy would have ever lasted a full round against Evander Holyfield, even a retired Holyfield. This will work. It's work. It's fake. It's just a bunch of phonies. Bunch of phonies. What went wrong? The Brawl for All. Oh, they had work fighters do shoot fights? Because that's a smart thing to do. Didn't Butterbean win in like 20 seconds? Yes. So at least it was short. Oh, we got the Divas doing the ring girl thing. I mean, they got to do something right. And obviously on the last show, ring announcer didn't work out. Why did they think Dr. Death would win it anyway? Well, because they thought, oh, he's the top. Oh, you can see the little piece missing of Vander's ear where Mike Tyson bit him. They just said, oh, he's the toughest guy in the locker room, so he'll win this easy. I'm like, dude, in a shoot fight, anything can happen. Like, and that's where it's like they all just didn't get it.
The other thing we can't forget is that Holyfield is in fighting shape. Holyfield is getting ready for a huge title opportunity.
Oh, he was still fighting at this point? I thought he was retired. UFC has some very nice-looking ladies for their round card girls. I'm not complaining about that. I never object to seeing beautiful women. On MVP's getting it in Evander's face. Why is that? Well, I think MVP's going to get knocked the fuck out. Yep. And what? Oh, and he hugs Matt. We got no winner. That was a waste of time.
relates to communicating with Evander Holyfield. Holyfield's a class act.
Are all the Bradshaw bully storylines him overcompensating for Brawl for All? No, I think it's just, I think guys like Bradshaw and Hardcore Holly are from, like, they're the last of that era, like that 80s era of wrestling where it's like you got to protect the business. You got to toughen people up, make sure they're tough enough to be here. So I think that's a lot of what was going on when you hear the stories about them being bullies. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what, because they were probably roughed up when they first got in. And it's like, this is how it's supposed to be. And it's like, yeah, not really. What would go wrong? Brawl for All In? I have no idea. Maybe Cody and the Bucks could make that work. I don't know. They should have Tyson do a run-in. That'd be hilarious.
As for MVP, well, he showed his true colors here tonight. Saturday night's main event. Taylor and I joined by ECW.
I just got a text message telling me that an independent won a house seat. That makes me happy. Because independent. Fuck both parties. What Bret Hart Mr. Perfect match was their best one to you? SummerSlam 91 or King of the Ring 93? I have the most fondness for the SummerSlam match because that was the first one I saw. It was the IC title match of the first pay-per-view I ever watched. So that's the one that I prefer. But both are great. I heard boxing is sort of kind of going on an upswing. Fightful has some good boxing coverage. That's good to hear. Boxing is a hell of a sport and can be really exciting. But it's been lacking like those big-time fights, except for Money Mayweather. Oh, it's the Boogeyman, guys. We got the Boogeyman. Main event time. CM Punk and the Boogeyman versus Big Daddy. Who is it? Big Daddy V and John Morrison. So, oh, they had an R. Somebody in the crowd was holding like a CM Punk sign with the ROH logo on it. That's interesting. Interesting that sign didn't get confiscated. Yeah, the Morrison Punk ECW title matches I remember really liking. It was one of the few reasons I watched ECW during this time. Muhammad Ali would have been a great wrestler. Dude was charismatic as hell. Yeah, they could have done more with him in wrestling. I mean, he did do his spots in wrestling, but you feel like, man, he could have done more. Boogeyman, I forgot that he went all red. Less like Darth Maul. Doesn't quite have the Darth Maul look anymore. Maybe Lucas sent him a cease and desist order. John Morrison. What could have been? I mean, great. He's doing great for himself elsewhere, but I felt like they were onto something with him, and they just needed to develop him on the stick and book him properly, and they didn't do either of those things. Lex Luger and Buff Bagwell were a tag team in the dying days of WCW. Yeah, totally Buff. I remember them. Yeah, they fucking sucked. Yeah, they did. There was a hilarious sign at Hell in a Cell that said, "I'm only here because All In sold out." As you would expect, it was taken away. God damn it, WWE. You all are just... have a sense of humor. I forgot that Matt Stryker was paired with Big Daddy V. There's so much of like what went on in ECW, the WWE version of ECW, that I'm like, I forget almost all of this.
From one of the biggest superstars to perhaps the biggest return, Rey Mysterio returns at SummerSlam a week from Sunday to take on Chavo Guerrero. That courtesy of SmackDown. Can't wait to call that matchup. And this tag team match underway, courtesy of ECW's new general manager, Armando Estrada, named to that post by Mr. McMahon through Jonathan Coachman this past Tuesday night on ECW on Sci-Fi. CM Punk met Big Daddy V, John Morrison met the Boogeyman. Nothing really resolved in those one-on-one matchups. Hence the tag team match for tonight.
WWE also takes away anti-Charlotte signs. Yeah, that's not good. Which was the worst Lex Luger tag team, Allied Powers or Totally Buffed? Totally Buffed, because Allied Powers at least had an awesome theme song. Their theme music was awesome. Who thought this would be a good idea for a match? I mean, this does kind of fit the bill of like that end of the show fluff that a lot of the old Saturday Night's Main Events had. But the show leading up to it wasn't, I mean, and you know, they did all the big attractions like Evander and Cena and everything else, but it's still like, this was kind of a lackluster show again, and now we're following up with a somewhat lackluster match. But at least we're getting two guys I like, Punk and Morrison, so, you know.
But then it would build confidence for Punk. The question I just asked has to you, and that is it CM Punk's time at SummerSlam? We'll get back to that in just a moment, because Punk and Boogeyman are rocking on Saturday night's Main Event. We're back on Saturday night's Main Event, sold out Madison Square Garden.
They also took anti-Hogan signs back in the day, so it's nothing new. Yeah, and I don't like that. I say let the fans, they paid their money, let them say what they want. They famously, probably the most famous example of protecting Hogan was them scrapping the Jake Roberts angle after they filmed the DDT segment on the Snake Pit. But honestly, though, that actually ended up, okay, there are worms everywhere in the ring now. That's gross. But in a weird way, it was a short-term harm to Jake's career, but long-term benefit because he never got fed to Hogan. So I think that extended Jake's run in the company, not being paired, being turned face, which is what the fans wanted anyway, and not being fed to Hogan allowed him to like be more of a draw for a longer period of time. WWE also edits video packages to put in cheers or boos for who they want those reactions for. Yeah. Oh, I've noticed that. Yeah. Was the boxing match better than the one at Mania 2? No. I would say no. I enjoyed the Mania 2 boxing match more. That was more fun because again, that was all about Roddy. It was just Roddy being Roddy. Jake somewhat resents the fans for costing him a ton of money. Yeah, I'm sure he feels that way, but I think in the long run, I think it benefited. You know, Dime Smart, Dollar Dumb would have been the other way. It's like, yeah, I'll be making this money in the short term, but am I going to have a sustained run with the WWE if they just feed me to Hogan? Worst wrestling injury I've ever seen was Sid Vicious breaking his leg. Oh, God, that was hideous. Like, Joe Theismann, eat your heart out. That's how bad it was. You mean going along with the fans actually works? Crazy thought. Yeah, I know. The most famous protecting of Hogan was post-Rumble 90. Oh, my God, yes. Because they clearly booed him when he pulled Sid out. Which, as I've said before, Sid didn't do anything wrong. Sid didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. He followed the rules of the match. Also, for whatever reason, supposedly Vince didn't want to do a Styles versus Roman at Survivor Series. I've already seen that match. I feel like I don't need to see it again. That Sid injury was edited out of the network version. Oh, Punk just rolled him up for a win. That was quick. There were worms everywhere. That match wasn't great. Surprise. The Joe Theismann injury. Joe Theismann was a quarterback for the Washington Redskins in the mid-'80s, and they were playing the Giants, who had Lawrence Taylor on their defense at the time. Lawrence Taylor, arguably the greatest defensive player to ever play the game. And that is it. No, we got more. Show's not over yet, unfortunately. We've still got a minute. But LT tackled him, and Theismann's leg, like, snapped and crumpled underneath the pressure of the sack. And even Lawrence Taylor must have heard the snap because he jumped right up and started yelling for the trainers to come off the sidelines because he knew it was bad. And they kept showing the clip over and over and over again. It's probably the most famous injury in the history of football. Everything is against the rules when you're a heel. I know, right? It's crazy. Hey, get this, guys. They're showing a highlight package of this episode of Saturday Night's Main Event. A highlight package. Okay, so that concludes Saturday night's main event. Not a lot happened on that show, but there was enough window dressing, mainly Michael Buffer and Evander Holyfield, and even the opening tag match was okay. There was enough window dressing to keep me from completely hating it. So it wasn't as bad as the last 2 episodes. Still not good. Good is not a word I would use, but it was less painful than, especially the last one. The last one just fucking nearly broke me. Don't you mean low light package? Yeah, right. Worst sports injury I've ever seen was Clint Malaturks. He got his throat slashed by another player's skate blade. Ooh, I don't remember ever seeing that, but that's pretty nasty. Alrighty, so that concludes Saturday night's main event. It is just past 9 o'clock here, and I want to watch some Clash of the Champions. We are into 1997. 2 more episodes of the Clash to go. This is Clash of the Champions 34, which heavily features the Cruiserweight Division, as well as a star-studded main event of Lex Luger taking on Scott Hall. So I'm expecting this to be a good episode. Last episode of the Clash was a marked improvement from where we were in 95 and the early portions of 96. I think now it's like, okay, guys, now we can. I'm hoping for the last 2 episodes, 97, to be at least pretty solid shows. 1997, arguably the most significant year of the 90s for wrestling. I would agree with that, actually. 97, the year you were born. Congratulations. Worst sports injury I've ever seen was Paul George snapping his leg during a U.S. basketball showcase. I remember that. I've seen clips of that. That wasn't good either. So, all right. We are going to check out Clash of the Champions. Let's see. All right. Clash of the Champions 34. Clash of the Champions 34 features the total package Lex Luger taking on Scott Hall in the main event. All right. Well, let's get this puppy started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Worst sports injury I've ever seen. Oh, I already read that. I'm caught up to you guys. It's crazy. Okay, fingers crossed. I want this to be a good show. I think this show could be good. Please don't show Chris Benoit with Nancy. Please cut that out of the network. That's just uncomfortable. Don't show them standing next to each other. Super Calo! Steiners! Versus the not Quebecers. Malenko versus Ultimo Dragon. All right. I'm okay with this. Following Clash of the Champions has been paid for by the New World Order. Oh, a Falls Count Anywhere match between Benoit and Sullivan. That's not going to be awkward. I'm sure the match was good because their matches typically were good, but I'm sure this won't be awkward. Not at all. Not at all.
Dream later tonight in this arena, what used to be known as the Mecca, now the Wisconsin Center. The Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan.
All right, we got Dusty Rhodes, Tony Schiavone, and Bobby the Brain Heenan.
So-and-so down the road there, they had a domestic dispute. There was a woman and 2 guys, and they was a fighting over, and it was a domestic dispute. Well, you got a live opportunity here on the Mothership on TBS.
And they always end up in the women's restroom, right? That's the thing. Don't you mean Chris Benoit? Yeah, I'm sorry, mistake there. If you could pick 3 wrestlers to train you, who would they be? William Regal, Jake Roberts, and probably someone like a Hulk Hogan, someone like that who with the show. Because basically I would want to learn the technical side of things from someone like William Regal, the psychology from Jake Roberts, and then the showmanship part of it from someone like a Hulk Hogan to kind of have all my bases covered. During Backlash 04, they showed a segment of Edmonton declaring a certain day Chris Benoit Day. I'm sure they have abolished that. I wouldn't be surprised. What went wrong? The tuck rule. Talk to the Oakland Raider fans about that one. My three would be William Regal, Bret Hart, and HBK. That's a pretty solid threesome to learn from. Oh, and we're opening up with Malenko and Ultimo Dragon. They're calling him Ultimate Dragon here, but to me, he'll always be Ultimo.
They had a killer match to kick off Starrcade, and what a way to open the Clash. Judging by the two recent Cruiserweight Championship matches, we should be in for a real treat. I think in terms of pure technical wrestling, it just doesn't get much better than this. Dragon ended Malenko's second world title reign back at Starrcade. Then, of course, he won that
September 4th is Anthrax Day here in NYC. Castle Anthrax Day? We know, it's not a very good name. Bad, naughty Zoot. I know a guy who went to Backlash 04. The sign he took to the show said, "Lita, will you lick my pita?" Did that make it onto TV? What went wrong? The Immaculate Reception. I don't know if that was the right call or not. The Immaculate Reception. That's a weird. We're missing the one true angle to definitively show if the referees got the call right. I'm not saying they got it wrong. I don't know. I'm just saying we're missing the angle to really definitively see if the referees got the call on that play. It's an amazing play, but it's one of the craziest plays in NFL history, probably the craziest. And to this day, I've watched the footage like 100 times. I can't tell you if the refs got it right or not. Show just started. We have Benoit, Woman, Dusty, and Heenan. Yeah, I know. All passed. What went wrong? NFL refs. They took stupid pills.
Dean Malenko is rarely distracted. Among the most focused competitors that I've ever seen. I agree with you, Dusty, but remember, he fell victim to Sonny Ono's distraction at Starrcade.
That was unusual, too, to see him have the Texas clover leaf ready to step in and put this thing away and then go ahead and let Sonny Ono distract him. But right here, I believe it's going to be a different story tonight in the Mecca, Tony, means everybody's here, everybody's coming. The whole world is watching this.
Good reversal that time, and into a hammerlock goes Dean Malenko. You're right, we are at the Mecca.
Yeah, Malenko, he worked a lot of opening matches. I think he's the type of guy that's great for an opening match. Start hot, give him a nice action-packed wrestling match, and he can work well with just about anybody. So he's good for that spot. I would never put a world title on Dean Malenko because he's got the personality and the charisma of sandpaper, but oh, commercial break. Did you hear HBK took Velveteen Dream under his wing when he started training at the PC? You know what? It kind of should. NWO commercial! The NWO hotline. Has been paid for by the New World Order. Awesome.
This portion of WCW is brought to you by Valvoline.
Do you see Aaron Rodgers winning another ring, or does he need a new team? He could win another ring. I could see him doing that with the Packers. Not this season, but he could conceivably win another one. Cruiserweights and junior heavyweights are a perfect way to open up wrestling shows. Yeah, they can be. Absolutely. I probably, on this card, I probably would have opened up with the six-man tag, but, you know, this is fine.
Well, you might say that the Dragon is fortunate to still have possession of the WCW World Cruiserweight belt because just over 2 weeks ago, over 60,000 fans at the Tokyo Dome saw Jushin Liger win the Cruiserweight title.
If I ask you questions regarding Canada and Canadian things, because It's because I'm Canadian and it's cool for me to talk with someone in the States through YouTube just explaining myself. No, that's fine. I can't promise I'm the most knowledgeable person about Canada. Most of my knowledge from Canada comes from South Park, so I don't know if I'm very reliable to hold a conversation about international relationship between Canada and America. Don't know if I'm super reliable in that regard. Ooh, head scissors. Got his leg wrapped around Dragon's head, and that sounded really dirty. I apologize.
I would expect both of these men to play to their strengths. Malenko obviously using that superior mat technique. He's going to try and slow down Dragon's offense as he's doing here. Dragon's going to be looking for that one opening to hit one of those patented high-flying moves. What a big week for World Championship Wrestling.
How many more years do you think Tom Brady has left? Hopefully less than one. I want him retired. Buy one shirt for 20 or two for 40, and if you buy $1 million, it's only $20 million. Yep, that's great. All you need to know about Canada is that we love hockey and weed is legal. I mean, it's not. I've never tried weed, so I don't know if that's a good thing. But hockey's that's a good sport. I love hockey. How many years does Odell have left? Not nearly short enough. Whatever it is, get him off my team.
What makes that important is because the WCW guys are really buying in that thing. And you know, I believe that kid that just had Ultimate McGregor, he wanted to tell him that there's two guys in there, you know what I mean? Hey,
Patrick House, you're not going. What are we watching? We are watching Clash of the Champions 34 from January 97. Big back suplex by Malenko. What went wrong, Odell? He's a psychopath. That's what went wrong. Weed could be legal in Michigan by the end of the night. I thought it was already legal in Michigan. More and more states are legalizing weed, and yet I'm still not allowed to smoke it because I'm a government contractor. We get tested for that shit. I mean, technically, it's been decriminalized in D.C. and I believe in Maryland as well, but I'm still not allowed to smoke it. I could lose my job. I don't really want to try it, though, because I've been at parties where weed's being passed around, and I've seen how people act when they're on weed, and I'm like, yeah, no, not for me. Not for me. I'll get drunk instead. I can get drunk. I can handle drunk. I can't handle high. For recreational use, it could be legal after the election. Okay. But Odell made that catch that one time. I know, he's the most talented receiver in the NFL, guys. What are you doing, Giants? Yeah, he's also a goddamn crazy person and is immature as hell. Isn't D.C. in Maryland? No, technically no. Maryland is like wrapped around D.C., but they're considered separate entities. I never had the urge to get drunk or high. I don't recommend getting drunk. I can't speak for getting high, but getting drunk, I haven't been totally blackout drunk in so long, and I kind of don't want to be. I know my limit.
Have separated themselves from the rest of the pack in the Cruiserweight Division, and while we marvel at these
yeah, DC is its own thing. It's its own thing. Wasn't T.O. crazy and lasted so long in the NFL? Oh yeah, T.O. How many teams did T.O. get passed around to, especially at the end? I'll never smoke weed again after doing it twice. It smells like skunk piss. Agreed. I've been in the room with weed. It does smell. And I did a bong hit once, and it felt like I was inhaling a car exhaust, and I coughed so badly to the point I thought I was going to rupture my vocal cords. Are you more of a beer guy or a liquor guy? I'm more of a beer guy, but I like liquor too. I only drink socially, but I go hard when I do. I'm all about the ganja. 49ers, Eagles, Cowboys, Bills, Bengals. Yeah, he got passed around like a fucking $2 whore. I couldn't think of anything to say there. I'm 24 and I've only had like 2 sips of beer, 1 sip of wine, and 1 cup of champagne. I just don't have the urge to drink. That's cool. That's probably a good thing. You make less mistakes when you don't drink. Oh, Malenko kicking at the leg up to against the guardrail. I prefer root beer. I've had hard root beer, which is root beer with alcohol in it, and that's pretty good. I enjoyed that. I'm typically not like a hard cider guy or a hard like lemonade guy, but hard root beer was pretty solid. I enjoyed it. Figure 4.
The Dragon holding up the left leg with that arm, preventing the pressure to go from going across the shin and the knee.
What a great counter.
I don't think I've ever seen that, actually. Malenko. I tell you what, you may never seen it, but I know that that's one way.
We just helped me with my many medical problems, shoulder pain, and also back pains as well. Yeah, I've heard that it does have medical benefits, and it does ease pain, which I don't. If you use it for medicinal purposes, I mean, go for it. I don't care. I don't. I mean, even if you use it recreationally, I don't really care. It just doesn't interest me to use it. Oh, big shot in the corner there by Malenko. I live in Medicine Hat, Alberta. Besides Calgary and Edmonton, which other cities in Alberta do you know? I can't think of any off the top of my head. How about scotch and water? Hold the scotch. Water's good. I drink water all the time. That's what I'm drinking right now. I pretty much cut soda out of my diet, which is like the best health decision I've ever made. It's like, dude, superplex, boom, thundering off the mat. A Long Island iced tea. I've had those. No, I've had Long Island iced teas. They are sneaky because they don't taste strong, but if you stand up after drinking a couple, it's like, holy shit. Scotty Riggs versus Mike Enos. Yeah, this is going to be fun. That's going to be what we call a filler match. Nice roll-up by Dean. No. Long Island iced tea might be my favorite mixed drink. I think mine is just a straight-up Jack and Coke. Oh, there's Dean again. Power bomb. Oh, Ultimate reversed it. 1, 2. No. Medicine Hat is a city. That's a great name for a city, by the way. Is 3 hours away from Calgary. I love the name of that city. Apparently, weed may be linked to type 1 diabetes. Yeah, but so are sugar cookies. So that's another thing. Cut cookies out of your diet, man. It makes a world of difference. There's Dragon. Oh, Dean gets him. Into the guardrail. Ooh, Dean gets thrown in. You're welcome. Sean is better than Brett. Change my mind. I mean, I don't really need to disagree with you there. I mean, I personally, at their primes, I preferred Brett's style, but Sean was the better Sean was always, most of the time, was mostly the better promo and had more charisma than Brett. But technically, I liked Brett's matches more for the most part in the 90s. But Shawn Michaels' body of work extended beyond the 90s, unlike Bret Hart. So it's like, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with you that Shawn's the better of the two. I limit myself to 1 chocolate bar a day, and I don't even have one every day. I would even recommend shortening it to 1 a week if you can. I hope to visit the Hart Mansion in the next few years. That would be cool to see. 97 heel Bret or 97 heel HBK? Ooh. Both are great. It's arguably the best that both guys ever were. God, that's a tough one. I don't know if I can pick them in that one. Because I love them both as heels in 97. They were outstanding. Both of them. This match is getting nuts. This might be better than the match with Ray that we got last week. Or a couple days ago. Top rope Hurricane Rana. Frankensteiner.
Was not able to execute a lateral press. Pumped himself out when he collided with the mat.
Yeah, both men are pretty well exhausted.
97 heel Bret Hart and 80s WWF. Oh, God. Nikolai Volkov would have been out of a job. Iron Sheik would have been out of a job. Well, we don't need roll up on the Texas Cloverleaf. No. Dean still kicks out. Yeah, Ultimo Dragon was a guy that didn't work out in the WWE, and you see matches like this, it's like, man, it's a shame. Oh! Big shot by Dean. Double underhook. Gonna go Tiger Bomb here. Yep, boom! Into the Texas Cloverleaf. That's a great set. Oh, Sonny Ono gets up on the apron. Dean hits him. Oh, nope, takes him down again. Texas Cloverleaf. There you go. It's over. Yep, he taps. It's over. Dean Malenko wins it. Great match. That was good. I love both Brett and Owen, of course, but if I had to choose one, it would be Brett because he had a bit more charisma. I thought Owen was very charismatic, especially when on the few occasions where they allowed him to be funny. I thought Owen was very charismatic, but yeah, I love them both too. Bret Hart is frustrated, changed his mind. Best Angle Benoit match. Probably Royal Rumble 03. That's probably the one I would go with. I haven't watched it in a long time. Jericho said that Malenko actually does have a great personality, but clearly it doesn't show on TV. Well, it's like the thing with Haku. Everybody talks about what a badass Haku is and how he can legit beat anybody in a fight. But that never translated as well on TV. That was always a behind-the-scenes thing. So, and I've heard Brad Armstrong was a really funny, charismatic guy, but that clearly never translated to TV for whatever reason. So it happens. You may have 2 titles, but you don't have 2 Slammies. Best Slammy Awards moment ever. Ever. Changed my mind.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
All right. Oh, God, this is such a 90s commercial. Snap into a Slim Jim. A Beefaroni commercial. The Mighty Ducks. What the fuck? You know what? I take it back. I kind of like that the commercials are on this like network version because this is hilarious to me. D3, the Mighty Ducks 3, because the world needed a third one. I kicked your leg out of your leg. Book 6 Technical Wizards in an Elimination Chamber match. Translates well from Minoru Suzuki. Yeah, it does. I love Eddie Guerrero, the best. Yeah, now we got Mike Enos versus Scotty Riggs. They're gonna light this one up, I'm sure. I loved Eddie Guerrero the best when he had a mullet and he looked absolutely badass. Yeah, I agree. He looked great with a mullet. Book 6 Technical Wizards in an Elimination Chamber match. God, who would I pick? Like Dean, Brett, Benoit, Angle, Bryan, and Zack Sabre Jr. Those are my 6. Did I get 6 or did I go over? Brett, yeah, so 6. Yo, Mighty Ducks was one of my first memories as a kid. I was never that big a fan of that movie. I know a lot of people love the Mighty Ducks, but that was not one of my... I'll tell you the one I loved, Heavyweights. Heavyweights is awesome. You want to see Ben Stiller act like a psychopath? Watch Heavyweights. It's fucking great. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Chad Gable. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. See, now I'm thinking, because we've got like a dull match going here between Enos and Scotty Riggs. I'm thinking of like Heavyweights now. Fat is out of here, mister, and we are going to do it together. Because remember, Tony believes in you. Tony believes in you. We're percusizing, guys. Skinny wieners? Did you hear that, guys? Josh Birnbaum in that movie was like my hero as a kid. I loved him so much. 3 wrestlers I would be scared to meet if I met in person would be Haku, New Jack, and Perry Saturn. What are ones you would be scared to meet in person? Minoru Suzuki. Because there's also a language barrier, so it's like I couldn't even like explain myself. He would just murder me on sight. You ever seen Angels in the Outfield? Yes. That one was also not one of my favorites. I mean, it had Christopher Lloyd in it, which is always a plus, but I remember not being too keen on that one either. New Jack versus Haku. Okay, Scotty Riggs gets a win. The future Flock member. So that was a match that happened. I love the boom of kids' sports movies in the 90s. Big Green, Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year I loved. Rookie of the Year I loved. That movie made me really happy as a kid. Little Giants. I obviously loved Little Giants. Before every Dallas Giants game, I always quote this because it's just too funny not to. In the pregame rituals in that movie, the Cowboys were like, Cowboys, Cowboys, win, win, win. And the Little Giants were like, Giants, Giants, help us, God. Oh, another NWO commercial. I'm down. I want that NWO sold out t-shirt. Late 90s Scott Steiner. Yes, I agree. I wouldn't want to cross him either. He's like, Scott has the weirdest thing where he's hilarious, but he's also intimidating. I don't know how he achieved that, but he did. I've heard Suzuki is pretty cool in real life. Well, that's good to hear. That match wasn't even the shortest match. Uh-oh. Do you watch MLW? I haven't. No, I haven't watched it. Oh, there's Chris and Nancy. Uncomfortable. There's Mongo with Deborah. There's Arn.
Gentlemen, I could not help but notice, and ladies, for that matter, this morning at a very prominent Chicago hotel restaurant, a summit meeting of the Four Horsemen.
Steiner does the math. Yeah, he does. Did you ever see Little Rascals? MLW actually owns the right to the 1987 War Games match. That is interesting. I didn't know that. Little Rascals, yes, I did. I saw the movie. I've seen some of the original shorts from back in the old days when they were in theaters, the black and white era. So yeah, I've seen the Little Rascals. The movie was good. I enjoyed the movie as a kid. It's a good kids movie. Have you seen that tattoo Scott Steiner got in the early 2000s? Oh, with the heart, with the knife going through the heart. Yeah, I did see it.
Say that I made this personal.
I'm sorry, I'm listening to Benoit cut a promo.
That's irrelevant. I'm beating you, Sullivan. I'm beating you physically. I'm beating you mentally. I'm beating you spiritually. You're looking at a Wolverine that has tasted blood.
Yeah, promos were never Benoit's strong suit. Mongo from Blazing Saddles? Yeah, he punched a horse. Don't shoot him. You'll just make him mad. Candygram for Mongo. Candygram for Mongo. See, he wasn't that tough. The bitch was inventing the Candygram. Never mind that shit. Here comes Mongo. I've heard Suzuki scary in real life as he is in the ring. Don Callis and Kevin Kelly talked about it on their podcast. I mean, I wouldn't want to fuck with him. Do you see the Ascension ever winning main roster tag titles? The only reason I ask is because they've actually been on Rivalry Week for like the past 2 months. I have no idea. The Authors of Pain, didn't they just win the tag titles on Raw? I thought I read that. Get me a video cassette of Spaceballs the movie. How the hell can you have a video cassette of Spaceballs the movie? You're still in the middle of making it. Instant cassettes. They're out before the movie is finished. Now, Mongo's like the opposite. He was actually pretty solid on promos, but in the ring, he was awful. Pizza the Hut. I'm not going to lie. Pizza the Hut actually looks kind of tasty. Prepare to fast forward. Fast forward. Fast forwarding, sir. I told you never to call me on this wall. This is an unlisted wall. Sorry, I had to run. If I walked, the movie would be over. Ship is too big. It's Mega Maid. She's gone from suck to blow.
Against the Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan. Yes, Deborah, you were going to say something?
Oh, no.
You know, I'm just having a great time with these lovely people here. And,
Hi, Deborah.
well, you know, Gene, I don't mean to be catty or anything like that. But, you know,
I can't wait to see you parade around in a thong in 1998 and 99.
because I am very beautiful. And, of course,
Right? Like, he really did look like Pizza the Hut actually did look delicious.
moment,
You know what else looked really, really delicious? The honey in the old Winnie the Pooh cartoons. It looked like melted cheese, and it looked so goddamn yummy, but it didn't look like honey. That's the thing. And honey is tasty, but it didn't look like something about the way it looked in those Winnie the Pooh cartoons. I was like, oh my God, I want to eat all of that. One of those quotable movies ever, along with Superbad and Scott Pilgrim. I just want to go to the rooftop and say, I love my best friend, Dad. What are you going to do live stream after these shows run out? I'm going to do a WrestleMania live stream starting in February, but until then, I'm going to take a break in between. Thoughts when you first heard Steve Austin beating Deborah? I was like, uh-oh, that's not good. I hope Deborah gets out of that as soon as possible. Deborah still looks good in 2018. I haven't seen her. I couldn't tell you. Honey on pancakes actually isn't too bad. I agree. But what doesn't go well with pancakes? Like bananas, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, chocolate chip. I mean, almost anything can go with pancakes. Jericho HBK cannot get here soon enough. I love that match so much. All right, we're getting the Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, I guess he's filling in for La Parka. So we're getting Chavo, Chris Jericho, Super Callow versus Conan. No, La Parka's on the other side. So did I miss Jericho in the intro? I don't know. Fuck it. Deborah needs a scarf. She's liable to catch a chest cold. And with the size of those things, they're liable to be fatal. Yeah.
For the very first time in World Championship Wrestling, we are going to see the stars of Lucha Libre, as pro wrestling is known in Mexico, perform in their type of match, the six-man tag. The trios bouts, they're the foundation of Mexico.
Ding dong, ding dong.
It's certainly not strange to see an entire card south of the border.
Jericho replaced Hoovy. Okay. And La Parka replaced Psychosis. All right. I guess they viewed the luchadors as interchangeable, so they didn't really think people would notice. The Burn Spaceballs when that guy in the news says he's coming up Bongo's review of Rocky 5000. That's exactly what I think of the Fast and the Furious. Before you know it, there will be 5,000 of them. I have never seen the Fast and Furious movies. Any of them. I've never seen them. I think indie wrestling does nostalgia acts better than how WWE does. Well, WWE, they give them 30-minute main events when they have no business main eventing for 30 minutes. Thoughts on Young Frankenstein? Love it. Frau Blucher. No, what? Knockers. Oh, thank you, Herr Doctor. Would you like to go for a roll in the hay? A what? A roll in the hay. Roll in the hay. Put the candle back. I love that movie. That was when Mankind knitted her sweater to protect her. I remember that, actually. Rocky 5000. I've never seen any either. My friends give me so much shit for it. I've never seen Young Frankenstein, but now I'm tempted. I like it a lot, so I say give it a look. What type of brain did you give me for this thing? On this Abby Normal. Abby Normal, yes. Igor, are you trying to tell me that I just put an abnormal brain inside of Gene Wilder in that movie is fucking great, by the way. Okay, we got La Parka and Jericho. Ooh, power slam. Ooh, big chop. Reversal. Ducks the clothesline, but La Parka's getting elbows to the face. Oh, big clothesline by Y2J. Well, he wasn't Y2J yet. Still the Lionheart at this point. Oh, big spinning kick from La Parka. NWA might do Aldis versus Cody 3 at the Tokyo Dome. Ooh. That'd be interesting. Did you know Ernest the Cat Miller was in The Wrestler? Yes, I did. He was in the main event of The Wrestler. He was Randy the Ram's opponent. Prime Vader versus early 2000 Brock Lesnar or Prime Cactus Jack versus Kevin Steen. I'd like to see Vader versus Brock in the early 2000s. That would have been neat. Gene Wilder is truly one of the best actors, not only the 70s, but of all time. I mean, I love Gene Wilder, so I think his take on Willy Wonka is much better than Johnny Depp's. I don't care what anybody says. Did you see the latest episode of Being the Elite? No, I haven't. Costumes on the Jericho Cruise. I got to check that out. I got to watch the Jericho Cruise stuff. Oh, nice moonsault into the Doomsday Device. That looked cool. When I hear the name La Parka, all I can think is that gif where he attacked Disco Inferno making his entrance. Lance Storm apparently hated The Wrestler. Well, Lance Storm and I are on the same wavelength there. I love that movie. I've heard The Wrestler is depressing as shit. It is. It's not a happy movie. I saw The Wrestler in theaters. I'm glad I got to see it in theaters. I didn't. I waited until it was out on video. But I really like it. I actually own a copy of it. I'm sure it's around there somewhere. Not sure where. I don't feel like digging for it. Shoulder block by Jericho. A Cena-style shoulder block. Do people even rate the Depp Wonka? A lot of people tell me that they thought Depp was better. But the ones that like Depp more, like the drama student type people or like freaky goth people or hipsters. So the type of people I don't get along with. So, oh, they're flying all over the place. We're in Spotfest mode. Over the top by La Parka. Okay, you know what? These guys are doing the dog pile spot right because they're not jumping on top of like a giant pile. They're doing it one at a time. One guy hits a spot and he poses, and then the other guy hits the spot on the guy that hit the spot last. So it's actually like makes a little bit more sense. No, Jericho kicks out. Dumb millennials prefer Depp over Wilder. I know, right? Fucking millennials. Damn whippersnappers. Damn kids in your music. Black Swan, I love even more. That was a great movie, too. I thought it was good. I love both movies, but the original is a classic piece of art. Remake is just good, and that's about it. Yeah, the remake had its moments, but it wasn't like... let me put it this way. I've rewatched... Since I watched the remake, I've watched the original like 4 times since, and I've never even been tempted to go back. Jericho wins it with a top rope Hurricane Rana. Look at that. Good match. That was good. I like that. Good stuff. But yeah, I've never even been tempted to watch the remake. I saw it once and I'm fine. I want to sometime jack off to the lesbian scene with Kunis and Portman. You thinking out loud on that one? Did you mean to type that? I love Jericho's WCW music. The boat scene from the original is what nightmares are made of. Yes, yes, absolutely. I thought Tim Burton was going to do an amazing job with the Hell Tunnel, and it was so mundane. I was so disappointed. I don't think La Parka actually qualifies as a cruiserweight. I mean, sure. Ask WCW about that one. By the way, just check the match card. Next match has one of the best tag teams ever and Harlem Heat. Are you saying that? Are you being cheeky and saying that Harlem Heat is not one of the best tag teams ever?
Welcome back to the Superstation. Welcome back to TBS. Welcome back to Clash of the Champions. As the combatants are already in the ring, here's the opening down to the next match.
All right. Oh, God. Who the fuck are these people? It's the Renegade and Joe Gomez. Oh, my God. A squash match, I hope. I hope Harlem Heat like murders these guys. Like, fuck. Have you seen Glow on Netflix? If so, thoughts? I saw season 1 and I liked it. I have not seen season 2 yet. 5 movies that you didn't see in theaters that you would like to. The original Ghostbusters. The original Back to the Future. The Rocky series, which I've seen Rocky Balboa and Creed, but I haven't seen the rest of them. I would like to see the whole series. And Raiders of the Lost Ark and Terminator 2, Judgment Day. That's my list. Oh, and Die Hard. I would have Die Hard on that list, but I might be seeing it in a few days because they're doing a special screening. So I might be seeing Die Hard. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters, motherfucker. I've seen every James Bond movie in theaters since Die Another Day. I'm so sorry that was your first Bond movie in theaters. I'm so sorry. I saw the original Halloween in the cinema last week. How did the crowd react to it? I'm interested. Like, how did the audience react to it? Double suplex by Harlem Heat. It's amazing that the Renegade was still around at this point. I'd love to see 2001: A Space Odyssey on the big screen. Oh, Jesus. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. There's Sherry again. I don't know what it is. Like, Sherry with Harlem Heat. She looked great. Gets a shot in. God, she's all hanging out, too. Look at that. She's letting it all hang out. Hearing the piano music in theaters would make me unable to sleep for weeks. They were playing the Ghostbusters theme on radio last week for Halloween. Of course they were. You got to play that for Halloween. I feel like this match has already gone on too long. It's like, guys, it's Joe Gomez and the Renegade. Come on, Harlem Heat should be killing these guys. And they are, but it's like, come on, let's wrap this up. Big leg drop. Yeah, you can kind of tell on this team that Booker is in the better shape of the two. And, he moves a little better. His moves are a little crisper. Oh, there's the scissors kick. I'd pay anything to see Jaws in theater. Yeah. Who's Joe Gomez? Exactly. Oh, he missed. Didn't the Renegade lose his Warrior gimmick in the most depressing way possible? I don't remember how he lost the Warrior gimmick. How did he lose the Warrior gimmick? I don't remember. Big back body drop by the Renegade. Yeah, Renegade's over like a fart in church. Oh! Harlem Heat takes him down. A couple of people thought it was kind of funny, but for the most part, they were respectful. Some youths tried to crash it and ruin the atmosphere, though. Yeah, I hate young people. They suck. Oh! Drop kick off a Doomsday device. 1, 2. Fuck you. It's over. Cool finish. Basically a squash match. No. Yes, yes. No. Another kick-ass movie I saw in theaters was The Gray. I've heard that was good. If you could write a horror book movie, what would the plot be? I wouldn't even know where to start. Like, where do you come up with something that hasn't been done before? I'm not a writer, clearly.
Two and the 3 count. There's your winner. Again, Harlem Heat continue their winning ways. What a job.
When we come back, one of the newest members of the NWO, Masa Hero Channel will be out here. Silicon Pinball Scout Anywhere, and Luger and Scott Hall live at Clash. We now send you on the road on behalf of 1-800-COLLECT with our road report. Let's check in with our good friend Lee Marshall. And Lee, where in the world have we sent you this week?
Tony, while you guys are in Milwaukee.
Oh, we got Lee Marshall back on Clash of the Champions. Got an old school flavor there.
Right outside of Des Moines. And this coming Monday, WCW Monday Nitro comes to the Des Moines Veterans Memorial Auditorium. Get a ticket or two at the auditorium box office or any Ticketmaster. I want to tell you guys a little about Des Moines. First of all, Dusty, Des Moines is the birthplace.
Muppet Christmas Carol is fucking awesome. I love Muppet Christmas Carol. Yeah, that's one of my favorite versions of the Christmas Carol. Right up there with the Alistair Sim version, the George C. Scott version, and the Mickey Mouse version. Those are the best versions. What are your favorite survival movies? Jaws and Jurassic Park. Those are the two best. I would want to write a story where everyone tries to do the opposite of horror cliches to not get killed, but the monsters killed them anyway. That would make a great comedy, I think. That would be really funny. Do you remember when Mankind said he wasn't able to beat Triple H, but he had a substitute who was Cactus Jack? The terror that washed over Triple H and the pop Jack got was crazy. Yeah, that was a great moment. Limbo scares me. I don't know if Limbo scares me, but it's not something I want to try because I'm not nearly flexible enough to do it. Michael Caine would be a great Scrooge even if you took the Muppets away. I agree.
I mean, how are you going to react? As Ray said, going into the den with him and the major referee, the main man to call the shot, if you will, Nick Patrick, man, I guarantee you, this kid needs somebody to straighten him out.
Well, and I'm not sure, but as you know, a couple weeks ago, when we had Alex Wright makes his way in, when we were at the Superdome, the WCW Executive Committee made a bold stand as far as titles are concerned. And I'm not sure, but maybe when the Giant faces Hogan this Saturday.
Okay. Right now we've got Alex Wright versus Masahiro Chono. So this should be an interesting matchup. Even if it is Alex Wright. We got Chono in WCW. Favorite New Japan that's not Okada versus Omega or Okada versus Tanahashi. Favorite New Japan match this year? Nick Patrick now fully embracing the NWO referee bit. Oh, God. Favorite New Japan match this year other than those two? Probably Jericho and Omega. I would say, yeah, Jericho and Omega. I saw 7 last year on TV for the first time in its entirety. I'm glad I saw it in my 20s, and not as a kid, it would have terrified me for life. Yeah, it's a weird movie. Speaking of on-screen burials, like the Renegade, what do you think of the worst burial booking of someone on screen is? God, it happens so frequently in both, like WCW, WWE. It happened all the time. I wouldn't even know where to start. Have you ever watched Adventure Time? I have. I liked it. Yeah, it's creative, fun. Had some fun characters. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Oh, all time? My favorite New Japan match of all time, aside from those. I mean, granted, my knowledge of New Japan Pro Wrestling doesn't go much farther before Wrestle Kingdom 9, but favorite New Japan match other than the ones you listed, I would probably say Okada AJ? Like Okada AJ at Dominion that one year, I really liked. NXT wrestlers all get buried unless they're one of his favorite children. Well, yeah.
The decisions that Eric Bischoff has been making, the decision to try to keep Piper out and not have the match against Hollywood Hulk Hogan, that was unsuccessful. And the decision
like one specific moment, I say it's Trish being forced to bark like and act like a dog is legit disgusting. That was heel heat. I look at that like that was. Oh, there's Nick Patrick slow counting on Alex Wright. Because Chono's a member of NWO Japan, you see. What season did you watch Adventure Time until? Because from season 5 onwards in particular, it gets really weird and really, really dark. I watched the whole show. I've seen the whole thing. And yes, it did get weirder as the show progressed. I kind of wish I'd stopped watching once they unveiled Finn's mother. Once they did that, look at that slow count. Jesus. Jesus, Nick. How did you fuck up Starrcade 97? You're really good at the shitty counts, dude. Well, see, this one was slow. He couldn't quicken it up. That's what happened. Okada's one of my favorite people to play in Fire Pro Wrestling World. Sure he is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He right now. Now the Giant.
One movie that terrified me as a kid was The Fan. I hate that movie now because the ending was god-awful, but as a kid, the ending freaked the shit out of me. I don't remember that movie. That doesn't ring a bell with me. Omega Naito from the B Block Finals in 2016 was also amazing. Yes, it was. Dangerous because there were some bad falls in that match, but yeah. Here comes Alex Wright off the top. Oh, sunset flip off the top rope. And Nick Patrick. Jesus. One. I think Chono's just fucking with him. He's like, yeah, I can kick out at 2. It's fine. Why is it so much fun to watch Shinsuke make his entrance at Wrestle Kingdom 8? Because it's an awesome entrance. Have you ever seen Deep Blue Sea? I don't think so. Doesn't ring a bell. Yeah, Omega and Naito, they do have amazing matches with each other. Off the top, what's Alex going to do? Oh, no water in the pool. Oh, big kick by Chono. 1, 2. That was a normal count. He didn't fast count it. Okay. I enjoyed that match just for Nick Patrick being an asshole. That was fun. 5 SmackDown and 5 Raw wrestlers you would release immediately. Go. Honestly, I can't think of I'd have to look at the rosters because I've forgotten who's on a lot of those rosters. Public Enemy, nowhere near as cool as the NWO. There's Lex Luger. Yeah, the NWO commercials are way cooler than the WCW ones. Deep Blue Sea is a shark movie from my childhood. Ah, that makes sense. I enjoyed Deep Blue Sea when I was young. I doubt I'd say the same thing now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back live.
Eddie Guerrero versus Scott Norton. Jesus. That's a weird pairing.
Years ago, the Milwaukee Bucks, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, then known as Lou Alcindor, was perfecting the skyhook.
Public Enemy was over in ECW. Yes, so was the Blue World Order. Not everything ECW did was great. I'm sorry. I'm going to be the dickhead here and that says it. I did not think the Blue World Order was funny. Like everyone told me how great they were, and I'm like, it's not that funny.
In there with Nick Patrick.
What were the first 4 DVDs you ever owned? I think Star Wars episode. No. God, I don't know. Yeah, I can't think. I wanted to say Star Wars episode 1. I was like, no, because that was a late DVD release, and I had DVDs prior to that. But no, I honestly don't know. Yay, I'm not alone. Someone else dislikes the BWO. Apparently, Naito got an offer from WWE after Dominion and immediately rejected. Good for him, because they wouldn't have treated him well. Joey Styles laughed his ass off at the BWO at One Night Stand 2005. I'm sure he did. What about the LWO? I wasn't a fan of that either because that was a further watering down of the New World Order, even though technically they weren't with the main New World Order. The group idea was fine. I just wouldn't have called it anything related to the NWO. I would have gone a different route with that. Come on, Eddie. Up he goes. Down he went. Jesus, Scott Norton is thick as fuck and just throwing Eddie around like a rag doll.
This guy Norton is one strong man. Arm wrestling championship.
Eddie slides down. Look at the quickness of Eddie Guerrero and the agility.
Oh, yeah. Break him down. When you got a big old heavy guy like that, get him laid out from under, started tearing him down right there. You said it earlier. You ain't going to get a count. You ain't going to get a fair shake.
Fun fact, Okada was offered the Hideo Itami spot and turned it down, saying he wants to make New Japan the big ocean. Oh, good for him. I think Naito is more popular in Japan than he is with Western audiences anyway. He is. That's the thing. Like, he is more popular overseas than he is in America. Mine was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Lord of the Rings, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? That's an interesting set. Ahmed Johnson is one of my favorite New Generation era wrestlers. I think of him as the Bad News Brown of the 90s. I thought that Vince was going to put the belt on him. I thought he was going to be like the new Ultimate Warrior in that regard, but it just didn't pan out. Thank fuck Okada turned it down.
good selection for the NWO.
Yeah.
LIJ is crazy over in Japan, more so than Bullet Club. Yes, that's true. Jaws and Spider-Man were my favorite DVDs. Oh, look, Eddie hit a drop kick and didn't move him.
Just like a net. Just like a net. He just flicked him out. That big old massive chest. Like a flea. Well,
Fuck you, Norton. You're one of the uncool NWO guys.
That's what you should do. You should take his feet up from under him, keep buzzing around him.
LIJ are the top merch sellers in Japan, apparently.
What? Look at this one arm.
Oh, he didn't even follow through on the suplex. He just dropped Eddie.
you can't catch me.
That's Guerrero's slogan.
You didn't read that book when you were in the first grade, Dream?
What book was that? I never was in the first grade. I went right on to the 12th. I played 9 years of football.
Stuck and low, Eddie Guerrero. Oh, Scott Norton
Oh, big power slam by Scott Norton.
from the far side. That was awesome.
NWO style.
Eddie's in trouble.
Probably could that time.
But I tell you what, the whole nation is really wondering about this NWO pay-per-view. You know, we talked about a little bit, but he got nothing to do with that.
The only reason they called it the LWO was to get attention and hopefully sell merch. Oh, and they did. I mean, those shirts sold.
Hollywood Hardcore, I know the Giant is going to be focusing on him, but can he overcome?
I have an LIJ shirt. It's one of my favorite pieces of wrestling merch. That's awesome. Oh, big power. Eddie is getting ragdolled. Also, the new member of LIJ, Shango, had a pretty good showing recently. That's good to hear. After the Nation kicked Ahmed out when he was recovering from an injury, Farouk said that he's a white man waiting to come out. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that was the Attitude Era, all right, where you could say stuff like that. Scott Norton going to fly. Oh, there's Eddie. He's back up. Drop kick. What's Eddie going to do here?
Eddie with a major
Stick and hit it.
Come on, Eddie.
That's the fight in him.
Top rope. Hurricane Rana.
reigning United States heavyweight champion.
He goes for it, and he got it.
Don't waste time with him, Eddie. If you want him, take him out.
Is there one wrestler you were a fan of a lot more than other people are? Got to be Christian for me. Very disappointing. He never got a true chance. Oh, missed the frog splash. Clothesline by Norton. Somebody's coming down. DDP! What's Paige doing?
Right there, man.
He is making his way to the ring, and I have no idea what this is about. Of course, Eddie has been one of those major...
Oh, Nick Patrick goes down. The NWO referee. Refs 2 matches in a row. There's Paige! Diamond Cutter! NWO gets a taste of its own medicine. Yeah, but to answer your question, one wrestler I was a huge fan of that a lot of people weren't. I was always a big Haku mark for some reason. D'Lo Brown, I was a huge D'Lo Brown mark when I was a kid. Oh man, frog splash by Eddie. Is Patrick gonna count? 1, 2, 3. He had to count it. Eddie Guerrero gets a win over the NWO. Look at that. I'd pay anything to watch PC Principal watch the Attitude Era. Oh, Jesus. I really like Bobby Lashley in his first run. I'll go sit in the corner now. Nothing wrong with that. But Lashley had some promise early on, like really early on. Christian got a chance, or are you one of those guys who doesn't think TNA counts? I think TNA counts. He had a really good run in TNA. D'Lo Brown is fucking awesome too, no doubt about it. Thank you. I remember like 10 years ago, D'Lo Brown came back to Raw to absolutely no reaction. Yeah, he was one of those guys. He kind of got flushed down the drain after the Draws incident, but...
You know what's funny, Hogan? I bet right now you're sitting at home. You're sitting
God, Big Show looks so young here.
You're talking to those other monkeys on the phone because you're trying to count how many lives you've got left. Four-legged feline, do the math. You're thinking to yourself, if I used a life here, a life there, I
just came back from SmackDown in Manchester. What a show. Ah, good to hear you enjoyed yourself, man.
All the security helped me back. Security helped
I watched Beyond the Mat in full for the first time the other day. Jake the Snake's story is so depressing. You're right. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I've never rewatched the movie because it's like, I don't need to see that again. What would a conversation between Val Venus and Joey Ryan be like? They'd be talking about penises, that's for sure.
That's why you recruited me. That's why you paid me. And that's why you've befriended.
Are your thoughts on King of the Ring 97 just like your thoughts on WrestleMania 13? Austin versus Michaels is the only positive about the show, just like Brett and Austin with 13. I honestly don't remember King of the Ring 97 that well. I know that Taker and Farouk was the main event, but like that whole show's a blur to me, except for Austin Michaels. So I don't know if the rest of the show is bad. I don't know. It left no impression on me.
It struck. Provides maybe a little inspiration.
Tell you what, Giant got pretty good on promos. Less than 2 years in the business at this point, and he's cutting pretty good promos. What wacky 90s commercials are we going to get now? Hot Pockets!
Great taste, more than that. Baked, not fried. Yum.
Hot Pockets!
In the value twin pack.
Never do a Slim Jim.
Fans, we are back at the Clash of the Champions, and as you know, back in November, we began the Sony PlayStation Tournament of Champions, where by random drawing, we would select 10 winners to go on to San Francisco during Super Brawl weekend, the 22nd and 23rd, to compete in the Sony PlayStation.
Most racist moment in WWE history? Either Vince saying the N-word or DX doing blackface. I've still never had a Hot Pocket in my life. You're not missing anything, trust me. Somebody needs a haircut. You talking about me? Yeah, I do. I do kind of need a haircut. Suzuki is partly responsible for the existence of MMA in Japan. I don't doubt it. Do you think the women's division and 205 Live can sustainably put on quarterly pay-per-views? Quarterly, no. Annually, maybe. Quarterly, no. Oh, God, they just plugged the PlayStation. I think I still have it somewhere. Bro, Hot Pockets are sacred. Hey, somebody obviously eats them. I even when I was, like, out of shape and fat and my eating habits were terrible, I didn't like them even then. Don't forget Triple H telling Booker T that people like him don't get to be champion. Yeah. Okay, we got Falls Count Anywhere, the Taskmaster versus Chris Benoit. It is amazing. The Dungeon of Doom was still there in 1997. Shit. Was that Vince the person or Vince the character saying the N-word? Vince the character. Seriously, though, Suzuki tapped out Ken Shamrock in a shoot. I don't doubt it. What was the date of this show? It was January 97. Let me get the exact date. January 21st, 1997. And there's Nancy with Chris. Awkward. What is the Dungeon of Doom? Something that most people that worked for WCW would like to forget. Does Vince really play a character, though? Dungeon will be around for another 6 months. That's amazing to me. That is amazing. I'm not a fan of ambulance matches. It's just pointless. A guy putting another guy in the back of an ambulance to win, and the ambulance isn't put to use. The last ride match, the hearse is put to use. Which is why last ride matches were better. I mean, I'm fine with either one. They're both basically the same. Oh, they're beating the crap out of each other. Big Show apparently hated his time in the Dungeon of Doom. I don't blame him. Is that Kevin Owens right there in security? He kind of looked like Kevin. Here we go. They're brawling through the crowd already. Who from 1997 WWF would you have loved to have seen face DDP at around the same time? 97 WWF, Steve Austin, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels comes to mind, Mick Foley. Any of those matches I think I would have liked. I would say Undertaker, but I saw how their matches went in 2001. And I'm like, no, we're fine. Here we are in the bathroom.
Yeah, there they are. If you've never seen one, there they are, lined up against the wall. Yes, for you ladies who have never seen.
Oh, they have those shitty urinals, the ones that go all the way down to the floor. Like, dude, I don't want people to see my stream of pee. Ooh! They're just breaking shit over each other.
Well, thank goodness no one was in there. That's why if you went in there, I'll guarantee it. You'll be in shock. You might not ever go to another.
Ever hear a story about the Big Show flashing a woman? I have heard that story, yes. Steve was only like 13 in 97. Fun fact, Steve had his first wrestling match on his 16th birthday. That's interesting. Oh, Jimmy goes down. Jimmy is down. Make me famous, Undertaker. Yeah, that was something he regretted. When was The Rock really born? And I mean the character. Probably not long after he joined the Nation of Domination. That was where it started. Favorite Falls Count Anywhere match? Oh, I don't know. I'd be sitting here all day trying to think of ones that I really liked. Ooh, short arm clothesline. One on that dirty bathroom floor. I would not take my shirt off and get down on that floor. Ever hear Big Show got punished for his weight by being put in the hardcore division? I've never heard it put that way, no. I've seen Scott Hall's mugshot in it. It looks like he's not slept in 3 days. He probably hadn't. I hate pissing in a public bathroom. I'm always worried that I'm being watched. It took me a long time to get over that. Actually using a urinal, like I hated using a urinal. I finally got used to it, but maybe it was just me getting older because as a kid, I was always worried that like some creepy, weird pervert would watch me pee. The Rock was born when he looked up and saw that the sign that said, "Die, Rocky, die." Any lumberjack matches you have positive memories of? Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Shawn Michaels from an early episode of Raw. I remember enjoying that. Ooh! Benoit just took a tumble down the stairs. What do you think truly makes a great hardcore match? Violence, believable brutality, and but with wrestling psychology. It has to have the pacing and the psychology of a good match, but be violent and feel like both men are in a legitimate war and not like the WWE PG style hardcore matches where it just feels like guys smacking each other with cookie sheets or doing the same stunts over and over again. Vince would never turn Rocky Maivia heel these days. Probably not. Did you watch the 30 for 30 on Scott Hall? Yes, I did. That was depressing. Back in the ring. It's almost like I went to a fight and a wrestling match broke out. Tree of Woe and Sullivan with a huge shot on Benoit. Double stomp. I would not want that portly fellow to do a double stomp on me. Benoit kicks out. I hope you're ready for the main event. Oh, I'm ready. Ciampa Gargano had some good fight stuff. I agree. That match was great. Up there's Nancy. What's she doing? She's got a chair and she's going to smack Kevin with it. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Benoit wins it. That was a fun match. That was a little wild. New Day threw a shirt in a crowd and 2 people had a tug of war over it. Oh, dear. Don't kill yourselves over a New Day shirt. Better hardcore match, Foley versus Orton or Foley versus Edge? Foley versus Orton. I would say the Backlash match was better. But Edge and Foley stole the show at WrestleMania 22, so good on him.
Benoit's not done yet. He's looking for something. He's got more chairs.
I'll tell you what, he's going to go for the hurt right here. He sure is. Yeah, we're going for the hurt. We just mentioned about walking away from this, and I don't believe they're not through to the one.
Oh, and Benoit just cracks the wooden chair over Kevin. What's a wrestling promotion you've heard good things about but never got around to watching any of their stuff? Nothing I can think of now. I think I've seen at least a little bit of every promotion. My friend Joseph told me Daniel Bryan was having seizures due to concussions. Poor guy. That's a shame if true. More upsetting to you, DDP getting pinned by Taker's wife or Sting losing at Mania 31. Oh, God. God, that's hard to say. Sting getting pinned at Mania 31 pissed me off. But DDP losing to Undertaker's wife was such a fuck you to WCW, like a gigantic fuck you, that I was like, oh, that's bullshit. Did you know Stevie Richards has a match on the next Clash of Champions? I did not. I look forward to seeing it. Favorite match from each face of Foley? For Cactus, probably either like he had some hardcore matches with Funk that shine with Cactus Jack, but also no, actually my number one would be his match with Triple H at Royal Rumble 2000. That would be my number one. My favorite Mankind match, probably the Buried Alive match with Taker or the match with Shawn. My favorite Dude Love match, the Over the Edge match with Austin. No, I take that back with Mankind. My favorite was the I Quit match with The Rock, Royal Rumble. I know I got Hacksaw Jim Duggan selling me shirts. Was Team Extreme versus Wyatt's just as good as a hardcore match in ECW in the 90s? I don't remember seeing that match. Team Extreme and the Wyatts? I don't remember ever seeing that match. How much would you need to be paid to watch all the Rocky movies back to back? 0. I'm going to do it again because Creed 2 is coming out. I pictured you throwing the TV, turning on the TV and throwing the remote across the room after DDP lost to Taker's wife. No, I didn't throw anything. I just kind of looked at it and just shook my head. And went, yeah, it was one of those. Go to hell, Rock. I would say All In is the show of the year just because of the significance alone. It's up there. It's one of the better shows of the year. And now we have Jean-Pierre Lafitte and Jacques Rougeau, the not Quebecers. The amazing French Canadian. What are the amazing French Canadians?
When he put Hulk Hogan to sleep, and the Giant can do the same thing to take another step back on WCW 1997.
Now we would appreciate if you Wisconsin hillbillies would stand up and join us in our national anthem.
Ain't no hillbillies in Milwaukee.
Ain't no hillbillies in Milwaukee? You sure about that, Dusty? Are you watching Global Wars Ontario? I've got way too much to catch up on now. I think I'm going to skip Global Wars just because I've got like way too much to catch up on. But didn't Taker inflict damage on DDP before he pinned her? He's still getting pinned by Taker's wife. And it was DDP being flushed down the drain. That's why they did it. So. Oh, ECW Originals versus the Wyatts. I don't remember that match either. I don't remember that match ever happening either.
Hey, Scotty, welcome back. See how that back works?
Oh, the Outsiders are mocking the Steiners.
If these Bolton Canadians don't take care of you tonight, we'll see you next Saturday, boys. See you sold out there, Steiner brothers. See you in Cedar Rapids, sold out next Saturday.
Who would you book in a 3-on-3 Elimination Chamber match? Well, a few years ago, it would have been Shield and Wyatts. Now I wouldn't even know where to start. Probably, you know, fuck it. Reptile Tribe versus Rabbit Tribe. Why not? Fuck it. It was Rhino, Dreamer, and Dudley's for ECW. It was a pretty solid brawl, not going to lie. Okay. I will not say those words, you twit. I will not say I quit. Yeah, that was one of the better like video packages before a match.
It's another step, as I said, since the type of situation with Hollywood Hulk Hogan and this war, if you will, with the NWO.
You look to Scott
Steiner, and you look at the Steiner brothers, and Scotty is back in action, and we'll see how he fares. And this shows a lot of courage on behalf of Scott Steiner, but also realize that a most important matchup is coming up this Saturday for them on the 25th. For their chance to get the World Tag Team title, they cannot look past Rougeau and Willets.
Yeah, they bring take a deep dive came in here. I'm talking about the French Canadians. They want to make a statement here.
Well, they certainly do. And I hope the Steiners aren't looking ahead to Hall and Nash and forget about the French Canadians. I guarantee you they can beat you.
On the outside goes Rougeau.
Global Wars will have Lethal versus Kenny and Cody versus Trent Beretta. Those are good matches, but well, actually not really. Lethal versus Kenny, and I'm more excited about Lethal versus Taven down the road. Indestructible The Rock's ass. English announce table, Spanish announce table, Ho Chi Minh Chow, Chinese announce table, all the languages down The Rock's Rumble. I read Kevin Nash was a bouncer at a strip club, one of the jobs he had before he became a wrestler. I've heard that as well.
Never said a word to Savage. Left the ring and Savage followed.
You watch ROH this week? I haven't seen it yet, no.
No question about that. Outside goes Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner.
Where does DDP's burial rank in your most frustrating invasion angle moments? Near the top. Up here are the Steiners. Coming off the top. Boom. There's Scott. There's Rick. 1, 2, no.
We do have to take a commercial break. We'll have more live from Milwaukee. The Tyson the champion after this timeout. Along with Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, and Bobby the Brain Heenan, this is Tony Schiavone. The tag team match continues, and gentlemen, during the break, I think you would agree with me. This has been all amazing French Canadians.
Yeah, they had a good game plan when they came in. While we were away, they got an opportunity to take over on Rick Steiner, and they have completely dominated the last few minutes of this thing, Ray.
Well, what happened is when they came in the ring, the Steiners, they attacked the.
What went wrong? Mania 18 main event. Awful angle, made the champion look bad, and they had to follow Hogan Rock. It was snake bit. Shane McMahon will be representing Team SmackDown for the 3rd year in a row. He was also booked super strong for the other 2 matches, so I expect the same this year. Yeah, sure, why not? The strip club that I go to on Fridays and Saturdays, I'm a regular there, and there have been a few people have asked me if I'm a bouncer because I walk around there a lot, and I'm a big husky guy. And it's a good reputation to have in a strip club. Nobody fucks with you. Will fans see Cole as a legend when he retires? Michael Cole? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, some people might say it's like he's the guy I grew up with as the voice of the WWE, but I don't know. Big double clothesline by Rick. Hoo. Here's the tag. Scott's in there. Steiner line. Back elbow. Whee! Back body drop. Oh, gorilla press. Oh, right into his partner. Scott Steiner kicking ass. The best part of Michael Cole's commentary was Taz. Ouch.
The Steiners are ready for sold out this coming Saturday.
Oh.
Midsection.
Down goes Jacques. Oh, Jacques. He's got a big bald spot there. Look at that. Oh, missing with the flag. Scott catches him with an elbow. The Steiner brothers are doing quite well for themselves. Time for a Steiner Bulldog. Oh, no. Top rope DDT. 1, 2, 3 or 100. Steiners win it. A huge CM Punk chant broke out at SmackDown when Best in the World was brought up. Oops. Can we watch NWO Sold Out after the Clash? No, I got to go to bed, man. I got to get to work in the morning. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Why are you yelling? Because the Steiner brothers. I'm a mark for the Steiner brothers. Shane lasted 40 minutes in 2016 and 33 minutes in 2017, so he'll probably just haven't survived 73 minutes this year. Did I tell you I hate how Shane McMahon has booked it like a superhero in 2018? It seems a little ridiculous. All right, we got the main event next. Scott Hall versus Lex Luger.
Back on the Clash of the Champions, and we are ready to go. We're a reminder fans program now for Saturday here on TBS Superstation 9:05 a.m. WCW Main Event Wrestling, recapping the week, followed by the replay, the encore presentation of this Clash of the Champions.
Judging by a thumbnail of a SmackDown review on my subscription feed, it seems like Nikki Cross has finally been brought up. Oh, Jesus. Uh-oh. Because God forbid the McMahons are main characters in WWE. Always.
This coming Saturday, how about that?
I'm looking forward to it. I guarantee you. Well, we got big things going on here at WCW. You know, Friday's going to be out there in the streets. Niggas going to sell it down. They get ready to go in Atlanta. The people will be there. I guarantee you. WCW on fire. Trying to fight off this NWO. Speaking of NWO, look who it is.
Yeah, and already Lex Luger has been outnumbered here. Want to say hello to all of our great fans worldwide.
All right, and Scott Hall coming out with his buddies, Kevin Nash and Six Pac. She answered Becky Lynch's open challenge and lost. She came out with Sanity.
Lex Luger walks in, Dream, you said this over the shape before, into the Lion's Den.
How did Lex Luger get stuck with this like fast-paced, jazzy like rock music? That doesn't fit him at all.
That's going on in the ring right now. We look up there. I guarantee you that's steady in the eyes of one Lex Luger. Knows what it is to walk in a lion's den.
Did you hate the "You Screwed Brett" chants Sean got at episodes of Raw and pay-per-views in Canada? They were the CM Punk chants of the 2000s.
Roll me around here. You're on fire. Man. Oh, man, get a back to you. You'll be okay. Brother. Man, that's shocking when you're an old man.
Back in Lex Luger. And Scott Hall of the New World Order, Luger out by himself. You know, and I can only think about Sting in this situation. Long time, close friends. And
It's a good song, though. I like it. Yeah, it just doesn't fit Luger. That's the thing.
and you know, had it not been
Did you hate the "You Screwed Brett" chant Sean got on episodes of Raw and pay-per-views in Canada? I mean, fans got over it after a while. It was just an expected thing after Survivor Series 97, so it didn't bother me.
Out from the ceiling, like a 30-story building came down. But he's here. Who knows?
Sean was the one that took the heat for that, and that's kind of how it played out. It's like because he was the one that won the title through that whole fiasco. He's the one that took almost all the heat. Ooh, look at Scott Hall.
And if it continues that focus here tonight, then Luger can win this match. Here they go, Luger and Scott Hall in a big-time matchup in our main event.
Yeah, if you've been living in the cave somewhere and really never seen these two guys, you'd have to be living in the cave. But you would say, oh, too, that Scott Hall has the ability, also has the makeup to match up with the power of Lex Luger. But as you said, Luger's kind of carried the weight of WCW.
I remember playing EWR when I was younger and thinking I was so smart by booking a stable called The Order out of the New World, or ONW. It was Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, and Heath Slater. Sounds great. Colt Cabana is Chicago's new favorite wrestler. Yeah. What are 5 dream matches for Ricky Steamboat for you? Ooh, Luger right back up. 5 Ricky Steamboat dream matches. Probably something with Kurt Angle. A big match with Bret Hart. They did have matches in '86, but that was before Bret was fully developed. Ooh! Probably a match with AJ. A match with Eddie would have been great. And probably one more. Probably Ricky versus somebody like Triple H or The Rock. I think would have been a good match for him.
Let's say he's not with the NW. Let's
Also, what dream matches do you want to see for All In 2? Oh, I can't even start thinking about All In 2 now. It's like we'll see when the show gets closer to fruition. Big clothesline by Luger. Ricky Steamboat in 87 versus Daniel Bryan in 2012. Take my money. Steamboat versus HBK. Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. Sean and Steamboat would have been great. Steamboat versus Benoit. Who's this Benoit you speak of? Hip toss. No. Oh, shot to the gut by Hall. Choke slam by Scott Hall. Look at that. Oh, but he missed the elbow drop. Luger back up. Suzuki versus Mil Muertes at All In 2. Take my money. Yep. I want Tennille Dashwood versus Brandy Rhodes in a cook-off.
He didn't care. He wants Hogan bad, and he's going to get those big grave digger hands around his neck. Now when you're outside is when you got to watch this right here.
Oh, clothesline by Luger. Oh, but Nash gets a clothesline. All behind the referee's back. Scott Hall's chokeslam is criminally underrated. It's only because he hit the Razor's Edge even better. Fair. Also, chokeslam is a move that you typically think of for big guys, and nobody really thought of Scott Hall as a big guy. But he was pretty tall.
Not only does he have the title shot, he had a shot at Hogan that night. And when Hogan quit, when he walked out,
the stuff Brandy cooks with her alcohol shot of brandy must look delicious. Yep. How would a John Cena promo sound like if he were defending WWE going to Saudi Arabia? You guys need to understand that the WWE, we're the best company in the world. It is my home. And we do what we do to make the fans happy. And that's what the WWE is here. And that's why it's the greatest place on earth. WWE. They are here to entertain people, not get involved in politics, not show bias or favoritism or bigotry towards the Saudi Arabian people's religion and skin colors. WWE is the most progressive company in the world. They're accepting of everybody. They're great, grand, wonderful. And we look forward to putting on the show of a lifetime at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. Oh, and 6 gets a shot in. Luger in a 3-on-1 here. No, feet on the ropes, but Luger kicks out anyway.
Yeah, a referee came to handle this situation. Run him off. Yeah, Nick Vanderbilt already had him counted out, even if he showed the one down.
Just like we saw earlier with Nick Vanderbilt, what we're seeing here when you're a member of WCW. Life.
Saudi Arabia is my home, John Cena. Yeah, no, Cena was smart getting the fuck out of that mess. 3 fantasy feuds for Jake Roberts based on promos alone. Mick Foley, Raven, and Bray Wyatt.
From the outside.
Meanwhile, you see the results of this triple team we got here. Scoop slam.
Follow-away slam.
Can he do it? He can do it.
Follow-away slam. Boom. 1, 2. Luger kicks out.
I'll go back to my thought a little bit earlier, too. If you were just looking at this guy, Scott Hall, for the first time.
How would your overly cartoony Cena react to All In? Would overly cartoony Cena WWE suck up John Cena even know what All In is? There's nothing outside the WWE. Why would you want to watch another show outside the WWE? You can watch me, John Cena. You can't see me. Whoa! Why would you want to see Stardust in a main event winning the NWA World Title when you can watch me, John Cena, do 5 moves of doom? I don't understand it. Come on, guys. You know what's up. Which guys do you think were good in the Ruthless Aggression era but went downhill after WWE went PG? Oh, I don't know. Ooh, a sign for RF video. That's interesting. I don't know. Like I'd have to think about that one.
You put those two together, along with
I can imagine Cena walking in wearing Saudi Arabia colors next week. Apparently, Cena merch sales took a big hit at Crown Jewel. Everyone sold out except for him, if I recall. Correction, 6 moves. That's right. He's got 6 moves. Hip toss out of the abdominal stretch. Luger goes for elbow, but misses.
All in Nash to defend against the Steiner brothers. Fans, as you know, can WCW go in to the den of the NWO this Saturday and bring the gold back? We will find out.
How would Cena react to ROH and New Japan? What you talking about, New Japan? New Japan? What, there's a New Japan? And ROH, what is that, alphabet soup? A fancy new soup? All I know is that we got WrestleMania coming up. And you won't be able to see me because I'm John Cena and you can't see me, but I will be performing on the grandest stage of them all. So I take on The Undertaker in a rematch, one-on-one, at WrestleMania to right the wrongs of last year. Whoopity-woo! Kane went downhill for me during the transition from Ruthless Aggression to PG. Kane went down for me after he took, not long after he took the mask off. Oh, Luger with a Slido. Look at that. Oh, he's going to crotch him on the ring post. Oh! Not fun. How would overly cartoony Cena react to the WrestleMania 34 main event between Roman and Lesnar? He probably wouldn't be able to count all the F5s that took place. John Cena versus John Cena in a blindfold match. You can't see me match. Atomic drop by Luger. Inverted atomic drop by Luger. And another one. Edge in 2005 to 2007 was amazing. PG made him suck. And another one. How many atomic drops is poor Scott Hall going to deal with? Clothesline. Yeah, Kane was awesome initially when he took the mask off, but then they almost ditched it. Almost not long after that. What went wrong? Blindfold match at Lockdown 07. They put it in a cage. That seemed like a bad idea. How would John Cena react to Kenny Omega? Who? Who's this Kenny Omega? Is he Alpha or Omega? I don't know. Name's confusing. What, one-winged angel? How can you have a one-winged angel? This guy makes no sense. This is why WWE is the best company in the world. And there's 6, and he throws him right into Kevin Nash. Luger's going to rack him. Rack him. Torture rack, but Kevin Nash comes into the ring. Misses a clothesline. Luger, clothesline on Nash. Luger's taking out 3 guys. Look at this. Is that what Kenny Dykstra calls himself now? Worst music videos I've ever seen. I don't know. What are the worst music videos you've ever seen? Oh, did I miss it? And now we're getting a DQ. I've seen other music videos for Two Hearts by Phil Collins, Ultimate Warriors. In that video, Collins is dressed as a wrestler. Oh, that's one of the worst videos you ever. Okay. Here's the Steiners. Steiner brothers going after the NWO. Luger going after 6. Cena reacts to Okada versus Omega. Oh, I can't have a match as good as that. How would John Cena sound putting over the Brock and Roman main event? You know, that's what WWE does better than everybody. We got the best matches in the world that entertain people all the time. And the fans voiced their displeasure. I'm not sure what they were unhappy about, but they paid their money. It's their right to do it. I think Roman Reigns is one of the best wrestlers out there today. I think he's a perfect choice for the #1 guy. And I fully agree with Vince on this one. Remember when Kenny was going to be the guy from the squad? I do remember that, yeah. Luger wins by DQ. Woo!
did wreck Scott Hall. He just didn't get the win. That's right. He did wreck Scott Hall. I'm telling you what, they want to fight out there too. They want to go on with this business, and I don't blame them. Well, we've seen everything here in the past. We've seen a new Cruiserweight champion being Waco. We've seen Taskmaster, Benoit fight in the halls in the men's room, and now we've seen this.
And for the New World Order.
Boo. That's not a boo. The crowd are saying ooh from the punishing blows Lesnar is inflicting on Reigns.
Combine this with the shocking appearance. It ain't over. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, the war continues.
Randy Savage. Now get some more there. Things are happening in World Championship Wrestling, and they're holding them off.
Yeah, I know what
I'm sad to say in 2009 when I first heard about Kenny Omega, I thought it was Kenny Dykstra's new indie name. I mean, yeah, I mean, that makes sense because Omega wasn't like a huge thing yet, and Kenny Dykstra was probably more known at that point. Look at Nash. Nash looks huge in there.
Yeah, it is over. I think this thing is going all night.
And for NWO sold out this Saturday, WCW is coming in prepared for the American Dream. Dusty Rhodes, Bobby the Brain Heat, and the Mean Gene Okerlund. I'm Tony Schiavone. The fight continues. Have a good night, everybody.
Hit him.
Nighty night, Clash of the Champions. All right, we are down to the final clash, guys. Final Saturday night's main event, the final clash. So, that live stream I'm going to try and get up to you guys on Friday evening, which will also include a live viewing of the 2-hour finale to Season 4 of Lucha Underground Ultima Lucha. I will not be able to watch it live on Wednesday, so I thought since I did it last year, I thought, you know what, I'll do Ultima Lucha, I'll do the Clash, and I'll do Saturday night's main event all in one night, Friday evening. It'll be a blast. What was Giant Bernard like in New Japan? Great. He was just a big, snug, big guy. What would Warrior be like in Lucha Underground? I shudder to think. Amazing. He would be amazing. Do you watch the Smart Busters? Those guys are hilarious. I've seen them once. They are pretty funny. I should probably watch more of their stuff. Which was the better show tonight? Clash. The Clash was actually pretty good. That was a pretty solid show with the Cruiserweight matches and the NWO stuff and a few other solid matches thrown in. That was an overall good show. The Falls Count Anywhere match was fun. Not a great show, but like a good, solid, entertaining, hour and a half or whatever it was of pro wrestling. So way better than Saturday night's main event. So that concludes this stream. Like I said, we've got one more to look forward to. That'll be coming at the end of the week, and I'll have that ready for you guys. Thank you all for watching tonight. Hopefully you all got to take a break from the crazy election coverage and all the other bullshit that goes on there. But I am signing off for tonight. So thank you all for watching, and come back in on Friday night.